All right, so now we should be able to slowly watch people dropping into our patchwork that we have put together here. This is going to take a lot to explain everything and show off what exactly I've done here. Um, but it really look at that. You guys are already bouncing around. It's amazing. Look at y'all go. There's going to be a lot of wiggling. I feel like there's going to be a lot of invading the scene here. But Kinky, do you have a link to this patchwork? I just posted it to the Gnarly
I
Studios.
do.
Okay, sweet. So if you don't mind, we're going to probably be sharing that link quite often to get people in the
Oh
lobby.
wait, a link to the your patchwork?
Yeah. Let
I do
me.
not have that yet.
Okay, let
The one
me.
in our group chat.
Yeah,
I
I.
got
Okay,
one for you.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh,
get that.
And then we'll regularly share that so that everyone can just kind of immediately get in here
Absolutely.
and start making things together. Um,
Copy.
I'm just
okay.
gonna sit here in the lobby like a watchdog and see everybody
Like a
come in.
watchdog.
Yeah. We'll be going through each one of these rooms one by one today during the stream. What's really cool about Patchwork is that as long as you got a Midjourney account, you got to log in with Google and stuff. It's a little weird to do that, but you guys are gonna be. It's basically Midjourney multiplayer. Okay, so we are all on the same kind of group canvas together. And what I've done here is I've set up a mixture of editable and view only rooms or worlds that you can enter in right now and start exploring. Each one of them has like a backup, except for the Chaos Playground. The Chaos Playground is what it is as the name implies. It is a land of chaos. So if you just want to, prompt a bunch of bull, go there. Go to the Chaos Playground and just start prompting stuff, whatever you want to do. We're gonna do a full demo of Patchwork today. I have Rhapsody with me. Yay! I am so happy to have you here with us, as well as King.
Hey,
Yay! Hey, look at the waving. As well as we got Kinky and Ancient here. So,
Hello.
yo, thank you so much for joining, guys. We are also streaming live on Twitch, so that's awesome. The only thing that I have missing here is the chat feed, is the text, the VC text chat feed. So let me go ahead and get that turned on. I just didn't want to overclutter the screen right at the beginning here. But if you guys go to VC text inside of Discord, and I'll do a real quick scene change just to show you guys where that is in um, well, actually, no, I can't do that because I have everything set up for Patchwork. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me just get the text chat up live here, so that everything you guys say as we're streaming here, pops up. So what's unique about this stream is that we are going to be um, not using VC Create nearly as much, or at least that's how I expect this stream to go. And instead, we are going to use Patchwork, which is something brand new, just announced from Midjourney as of Wednesday. The server may go down. We'll see how it goes. Oh my god, there's so many of you here. That is amazing. I love seeing all these little cursors and names floating around. But I need to add the text chat here to this feed really quick, just so that I can see what you guys are saying. Um, Really quick, Streamlabs, and then why did you disappear? Where is VC text? VC chat? Yeah. And yeah, the Patrick should be above that. So let's see where that went.
Pasta is asking if mood boards is going to drop midstream. That would be fun. I mean, if that happens, you can be sure that we will either have a look at it, or at least have a look at it in the after party.
Right, right.
Confirm that it won't happen.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Ancient? You got to cut out there.
I can confirm that it won't happen.
Okay, good,
Okay.
good.
Good.
And we have so much going on today to add that to it would have been insane, just insane today.
No, no, I
Um,
am blocking things.
No, you're good. I would rather what is it? I'm trying to figure out where's the best place for me to put this because I want to keep the inventory here and I still want to see what you guys say. So this is what I'm gonna do.
You can
Rhapsody.
move.
Yeah, just move a little bit to the right and you should be good.
Okay.
Or you can move next to me. Whatever you want to do. Just make sure you don't block the inventory on the bottom right corner. Look at all you guys swirling around, just kind of doing your thing.
I
Wow.
can be here, I think.
Let's see who we have in this room. We got Legal Beagle. We got Empty. Who is this? Empty of a Self. Okay. Danny Walker. We got. Oh my God! You guys all. Everyone just started moving all at once. That's amazing.
Everybody move their cursor to the image on the left.
Everyone cover my face. Censor my face.
No, you're on the layer above it, so we can't do that.
I mean, I'm. Oh, that's right. Oh, hold on. There we go. Now you guys are all there. That's funny. Oh man, look at you guys all going. That's amazing. Yeah.
Because I've been looking at the preview, I've had my cursor just swirling around your head.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Perfect. Okay. Hi everybody. Okay, awesome. I'm actually kind of nervous. This has been like a lot of work getting up to here with from everybody like watching all Patchwork getting developed behind. It's just amazing. Like just it's been so much work and I'm so excited to be able to show you guys exactly how I've been using it as of lately. But just to kind of give a quick demo of the lobby here with Rhapsody's stretchy arms trying to pick my nose. Don't do it. What we're gonna do is we are first off, if you're new to Patchwork, which I'm very much assuming you are because this is announced as of Wednesday, there are portals that bring you to physical places for you to prompt in. Instead of us all on Discord, we can now see each other moving around and able to make things in a collaborative space. The lobbies themselves, the lobbies in the Nexus, in each Nexus, cannot be edited, but then each Nexus has a playground that you can go into to edit as you desire, to do whatever with. So just to give you guys a quick little demo of that, I have set up a couple of examples here. We can go into, let's say, I'm going to go into the 1995 Nexus right here, which is the Sage and Michael comics. You're welcome to follow me here if you like. And what I have set up for you guys is all of the like core components that I use to make the Sage comics. And what's really cool about this is that after you you like say, okay, I want to make a comic that's about Vicky, so we can click on Vicky here and add her to our inventory here. Just click that little button right here, this little copy button right here, and that will add Vicky to your inventory. Okay. And let's just say we want to do a comic with Vicky and Michael, like maybe they're talking together or something. Then we can click on Michael here and click Add to Inventory. And that way what we can do is then, now that we have Vicky and Michael in our inventory, we can hop over to the playground, which is this portal right here with the blue-haired anime girl that's there. If you click on that, this is now where you guys can, prompt and edit as you wish. Okay, so basically, like, the Nexus is so that you guys can't, like, delete everything and ruin the fun for everybody, right? But it all acts as like a backup. So, like, whenever you guys do something cool and I like it, I'll throw it in the Nexus. Okay, so what this lets us do is let's just go up to a blank part of the canvas up here. Okay, and I'm going to add Vicky up here. Okay, there's Vicky, and then I will add also Michael right here. You can see I've already preloaded most of these characters for you guys, but I'm just showing you how to do it in case you don't see those characters there, or you want to bring in your own. Okay. So what we're going to do is we have a starting prompt that's here. I have a couple of examples for you guys. And what's really cool about the way that this works is that everything is kind of like these like visual nodes now. Okay. So if I now click on, say, multiple comic panels depicting two people, it'll let me do a paint. So let's paint that. That's basically going to be the start of the prompt, and we're going to paste it up here where I'm working with the two characters. Okay. So whenever you merge two characters, it's exactly like it is in Midjourney. There is no official multi-character referencing yet or anything like that. So what we need to do is we need to actually do one character at a time And then in the main Midjourney app, we can like expand to include the second character, or we can in paint to get the second character in there accurately. The way I work around this for now is I just ask for 2 people in the frame. So there's going to be 2 Vickies or 2 Michaels in every frame, and then we just go from there to complete the scene. So what I'm going to do now is that I have this open. I'm just going to click on Add, and then click on Vicky. Okay, and then just hit Paint. Okay, and so what this lets us do is be able to, these are just starting prompts, guys. Like you could just click on this and edit it like however you want after you've hit paint and paint wherever you want on the canvas, because without any context it's just going to depict them talking to each other. Okay, so we have now Vicky loading up here, and so what this essentially is doing in the background is it is referring to the style references that I've baked into the 1995 playground. Okay, so every time you prompt anything inside of here, not only is it going to use those style references, it'll also use the Niji 6 code and the Quality 2 code, assuming the Quality 2 code works. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked that. but at the very least, what it's going to do is every time you try to paint a new image inside of each playground, it will include the Sage comic style references. So you don't really need to do anything to just make a scene, right? So we could like create an environment for Vicky to be in right now. Let's just say like this is like I don't know, maybe she's at like a car mechanic. Let's say let's just say that she's at a car mechanic lobby. Sure. Let's just do car mechanic. Let's see what car mechanic gets us. And this is without any characters being referenced, so it's just going to use the Sage comics to build us an environment with some generic characters in it. So in terms of like being able to use the playground, guys, I'm very curious to see how you all do it, because Patchwork is actually quite open-ended in how you use it. So I am very curious to see the kind of stuff you all are generating using the characters here. So, okay. All right. So you can see here that with Car Mechanic, we don't have any reference to comic panels, so that's why you don't see them splitting like they are with Vicky's prompts here. But you could see that now we have instead of waiting in line, we have our characters as the Car Mechanic, but without any character references in there, they are not going to generate any specific character. So let's just say Michael was at the being a mechanic, like he's trying to fix his car. Let's hit repeat on this paint, and then I'll have you chime in here in just a sec, Rhapsody. Sorry. And then let's go ahead and click on add, and then Michael. Let's see, where Michael's right here. Boop, and then hit paint. Boom. So this is going to repeat these prompts, but now Michael's going to be in them. Okay.
Maybe as a quick intermission, if you ask yourself what actually is linked to the prompt, if you just scroll down to the world node, if you've never seen Patchworks, this is like the source of the world you're moving in, and everything that is linked to this black bar that you're seeing, all these snippets with Nietzsche 6, Quality 2, multiple comic panels depicting 2 people, all of these things are kind of linked to this world, and everything affects what you're prompting elsewhere on this map. So this is the base that is referenced for these comic panels that you're now seeing. And now with Michael added, he's in the picture.
Yeah, exactly. So and because the strength of character referencing is so strong, right? That Michael will basically be his sort of like, crossed arms, somewhat dismissive, demeanor by default. But the only thing we have to do is lower his character weight. So we'll just reprint that one or repaint that one more time. But this time we will add the code --CW50. And he will be more likely like in the engine working and whatnot, replicating what's inside of the results without the character referencing. So basically that one parameter will allow you to, balance between these 2 results: 100% character referencing, 0% character referencing. And you can see, look at that. Look, with a 50%, he's he's trying to change his tire and he's failing at it. Like this is so neat to be able to just dynamically make stuff with you guys. So I want you guys to kind of explore around the different worlds that we have, as well as add your own characters, and then the results that I consider reliable or good, I am going to what is it? I'm going to save them inside of the Nexus. Okay, so please play around with it. You can see we got Legal Beagle working on Rodney down here. We got who's down here? It is Mal's Bear. Nice. We got, let's see, what are you doing with plants? All right, I don't have Vern in there. That's right, I gotta get Vern in there. Going pasta, I gotta get Vern. And yeah, so there you go. That's my initial little teeny introduction. I'm curious to see what you guys do inside of the Sage comics here. There's already a couple new things going on. Let me pull up the chat here because I realize I can't actually read it while I'm talking, which may or may not be a good thing. Okay. Can we copy? I don't think I can. Are you guys unable to copy inside of view only? You had to reload? Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you able to copy? This is probably something I should have tested before going live, but
You are able to copy stuff if
Okay.
you click on it and press Control C. You won't get like the nice, neat little icon that Victor showed. But if you copy from a world where this character is already present, then you can basically do the same thing.
Got it.
You can also select multiple things by holding down Shift on your keyboard and dragging the mouse. You will get a little selection box. And this way you can copy lots of things at the same time and then just Control paste them wherever you need them.
Right. So like if I take out my two characters that I have in my inventory down here on the bottom right, and now I have these 4 panels here selected, I'm gonna just hit copy, and look, it added it to my inventory on the bottom right corner. So super cool.
Yes. And also maybe a little word of interesting advice or a fun thought that I had earlier before we started the stream. When you guys are generating with these characters, especially with the presets, and you don't rename them, then every single image that you generate will be linked automatically to that character, like to the same character if it's already present on like the map. And it might be happening that some others' work will be influencing yours. But if you rename like the copied character node, then you should be fine.
Yeah, generally speaking, like at least for being something that's brand new and whatnot, this is super exciting to see. Even just in this like early state and whatnot, I'm loving Patchwork. It's been so much more fun to be able to be more productive. I feel like when I'm actually making my comics too. Like I've only been able to do so much within 48 hours. Okay, guys, but what I found was that if I go back to, and you guys keep working here for a sec, I'm just going to show this really quick. If I go back to the Nexus, right, where you guys are able to pull assets and all sorts of stuff like that, save them for your own inventory, make your own portals to save these in and whatnot. What's cool about this is now it's here. Like I at any time, if I need to make a quick reference to them, I can do this myself inside of inside the Nexus. Make a quick setup of like Bill interacting with like Vicky's apartment or whatever I want to do. I just haven't built those assets in there yet. But as soon as they keep like we see what you guys do with it, it'll be really neat to like as a big collab to make something together. So this is more for my own work. And let's actually see what's in the chat here. So we got so Enid says still not clear on how to create to include the characters. Okay, so I'm gonna pop back in the playground really quick. Basically, what you need to do is where we start off in the starting prompts here. Just go ahead and click on one of these 2 prompts here. That'll get you started with a nice blank prompt. So let's do animated film depicting 2 people. And I will click on the paint button up here. And then let's go. I'll go to the right side of the canvas here for you guys. And I'm going to just click on anywhere, that lets me paste that. And now you see here we have the style references baked in, and we have the 1995 playground. We just need to click on a character, but we need to hit add first, right up here. See it says add? Click add. And then we just click on a character. So let's do Bill this time, okay? And now I have an animated film depicting two people, Niji6, Q2. You'll notice that not everything goes inside the prompt that's inside the playground, because the only thing that does is the parameters. So if you want to if you want this to work on your own server, you have to make a new note with just the parameters that you want for to be global in your world. So right now what's global is Niji, not version 6.1. So because that's what all the Sage comics are made in. So basically, if there's anything else you want to do, you have to write it into this prompt. Okay. So let's just do animated film depicting him exiting his limo. And then we'll just hit paint. Eventually, what I'm going to do is have all the different locations, like Sage's apartment, Michael's apartment, the office, Seattle, and different cities that are going to be featured inside the comic series. They're all going to have their own unique style references, so that when you go to those places, it's recognizable. All right, so we have Bill leaving his limo here. And it's a lot of him kind of slouching near the vehicle. He's not really doing exactly what I'm asking for here yet. So this is again a scenario where I come in, I hit repaint, and then I am going to try to lower the character weight. For some of these characters, I've actually pre-included some lower character weight options, like for the multi-character tests, right? We have it set to 0, so you'll notice that if you just prompt with these characters, that won't show up. That the only time a parameter will be pre-baked like that, at least for me so far, is with your world prompt right here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop the character weight to 50 -50. If there is another node that you have preset for that, you could just click add and then click that node to add that parameter. So I'm just going to paint this, and we'll see if this goes. Oh, a nice lesson for Patchwork would be a mood board. Let's see here. What else did anyone say? How about a test subject? Like everyone makes a vampire character and we line up our characters in Patchwork. Ooh, that sounds fun. The cool thing about this though is the fact that we're all under one shared style reference. So it's really easy to set up new scenarios, to set up new events and stuff like that. And I can easily see what you guys have done just by repainting with it. So let's go ahead and click on what Nixie's working on here. I'm just gonna hit the repaint button up here, and I'm just going to click around. I'm not going to paint with it. I'm just going to see what they wrote. Animated film depicting two people at a New Year's Eve party in New York City. That is awesome. So what's really cool, at least what I really like, if I had a feature request for Max, the dev here, what I would request is to be able to flip these images over to see these prompts, right? So if I click on this repaint here, the backside, what shows up here, it would be cool if I could hit flip on this and see this on the backside of the image. Yeah, that would be really, like a coin, yeah.
Or maybe above or extend or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not flip, because sometimes you want to look at your prompt and you want to see at the output that produced it. To infer
that's true.
What happened. What
you could just copy and paste it too, though. You know what I mean? Put it one next to it and then do a flip. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying for sure. Just seeing what people are doing is what I'm talking about. I just love to read it, and or maybe when you hover over it, it shows the prompt or the background for it, something like that. So
add a new character.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what you guys do. I'm gonna let you all play around inside of this playground for a little bit. Let's see how many people we got here right now. We got 56 people here. Awesome. Be sure to invite your friends and stuff, especially if they got Midjourney accounts, to come in here and start playing around with this stuff. You'll be seeing a link inside of the Discord here under VC text, which is just above the stage here on Discord. you'll see a link floating around that is for the Patchwork. So you can just log into your Midjourney account, come into here. It'll be through Google, but you log in, then you'll be able to come into our mood board and start making stuff together. Just please be respectful of other people's stuff. So if you start generating stuff and they get in the way or you get in the way of them or whatever, just move to somewhere else in the canvas. Don't delete their stuff, okay? All right, so at this point, thank you so much for linking that, Kinky. Awesome. For anyone who just joined here, I am here with Rhapsody, Kinky, and Ancient. We are making stuff inside of the Gnarly Studios patchwork that I have set up for you for this stream, actually. This is not the only place. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Sage and Michael comics, also known as Tumbling Up on Reddit. And I will be basically, this is the 1995 playground for you guys. So everything that we're going to be building here will be end up in the comics set in the year 1995, 30 years ago, starting in January. So I want to be able to make as many collaborative, cool, fun comics together and stuff that we can. So the idea being, at least the way I have this set up, is that inside the playground, you guys do whatever you want. Just be respectful of each other, okay? But when it comes to the Nexus, so you can see down here, we have the Nexus here. We'll just hop ourselves back over to 1995 Nexus. This is where everything stays organized and pretty clean and all that sort of stuff. In fact, who is this? Why are you able to? Okay, you can just view. I don't know why. I don't know who was able to make this. It would also be neat to see who is the owner of something, like who actually made a prompt here. But for now, I'm just going to get rid of these up here, just because I don't know who they are. I don't know what this is. I see Nixie's name here, but I don't think it's Nixie. And it seems like this one might have stalled out. So let's see here. Hey, I can hear again, finally. Yay! All right, sometimes now I will say, with Patchwork being so new, sometimes it will crash, okay? If that happens, just hit reload on your browser, and it may ask you to log back in again. Oh, look, it's gone. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. So I'm late because of work. It's all good, Zero. Don't worry about it. You got here just in time, honestly. We are messing around with the Patchwork for the Gnarly Studio server. So at this point, what we can do is we can go back to the main lobby just to show you guys the kind of the grand extent. Let's because Zero's now off of work. Yay, Friday, right? Weekend time. It's time for fun. I have the main lobby here for you guys to check out. We have a couple different nexuses, which is like, you know, your libraries and your assets, and then your playground that's underneath that you guys are free to edit and add to. We'll hone in our terminology here a little later, but I want to show you guys now that we've been in 1995. We've gone back 30 years and started messing around with the Sage comics. Let's go ahead and go to the Western Nexus, which is on the top right here. And hold on, it may have crashed on me. Oh, nope, it's there. Okay, sweet. Okay, so the Western Nexus has things explained pretty well in terms of, it's just a lot smaller. It's a lot smaller than the 1995 Nexus, and especially smaller than the Fantasy Nexus, because it's the newest one, okay? So we have a couple characters that you guys have made that we have pre-selected here, as well as a little explainer, a step-by-step. So if you want a little more of a clean step-by-step guide, go to the Western Nexus and read through what's here. We have the base and starting prompts up here. We have the characters. We have, and we actually even have a little troubleshoot down here. Which I only added the troubleshoot inside of the Western Nexus because the word shoot, and he's going to shoot the troubleshoot. But inside of here, we have the playground for the Western Nexus, and you can see that we have a rather lengthy story about Rio discovering a robot in a Western world. So this is super fun, completely different style reference than the Sage comics. So yeah.
I was super, I didn't expect it at all. I was super surprised by finding a completely new story that I had nothing to do with, in the correct style, with like the character and stuff.
You've made a comic with this exact like I went off your premise actually. So like
Yeah.
you had a comic that about her being I believe abandoned in the desert. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
go
It
ahead.
ended on her going into a city and looking into like we were guessing who would she meet first, and now there's a continuation of this.
Right. Right.
Apparently, she's meeting a robot.
Exactly, yeah, and that was entirely generated by Patchwork. So the way that worked is I set up the premise, which is how her comic ended, and you can find her comic on our Discord. But if you actually Rhapsody, if you don't mind, you can link the comic inside of VC Text if you want.
Actually, I can link it, yeah, and I can also link it directly into Patchwork.
You can, yeah, for sure. It's just gonna be really tiny because they're all preview images now. But
Just put the link in.
But yeah, if you look here, I wrote how her comic ended here. Riding her horse through the desert, she arrives at a ghost town. Okay. And then what I did was I hit the imagine button up here. Tell me more up here. This light bulb, right? Which auto generated this text here. Okay. Her horse is spooked by a strange whirring sound emanating from a dilapidated building. Just as she dismounts to investigate, the door creaks open, revealing a rusted robot in the workshop. Okay? So I then took this as the prompt and started visualizing it. I started generating results that were using this. So I just hit paint, okay, and hit paint, and then I started painting that prompt, that generated description that was there. Super neat to use the text function on here to be able to go like, I don't really know where I want to go with this story just yet. Tell me what you think should happen next, and then it does. So I have this all set under the event of the arrival. I don't really know the appropriate use cases for when an event should be like tagged or not or whatever. Like I have all these tagged as the arrival, but I feel like eventually we'll probably have to hone in exactly when an event ends. Like does the events, does it basically an entire scene, is that an event, or is it just the start of the scene? So I have questions, but okay. All right. So at this point, we can continue the story even farther. Basically, if you kind of infer through the images here that have been generated, she's thrown to the floor by a blast from the robot, and then she gets up and reveals that she has this like powerful red hand thing, some kind of like sorcerer thing. I don't really know exactly. I saw it in one of your images, Rhapsody, of like the glowing red hand. So, and what's really funny is I didn't ask for this, by the way. It's just a common, I guess, output of her. And then the robot gets scared and goes like, no, okay, I don't like that. And basically have her arguing with the robot here. And then, I don't know. I just kind of ended it with her sitting. But I wanted to mostly show you guys that if you have the ending here, you can just continue. Let's just hit this tell me more button. Are you going to work? Let's go. Come on. Boop. You got this. All right. Let's see what it does.
About her demonic powers.
So the two results we got here. The robot had not expected this young woman to possess such mystical powers. As it processes the sight of her hand igniting, it realized it may have underestimated the ancient lineage coursing through her veins. Yes. Okay, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. All right, and then the second one is Rio's hands ignited with mystical energy inherited from her Native American ancestry, revealing her true identity as a shaman tasked with safeguarding the desert realm. The robot, an ancient guardian itself, recognized her spiritual powers and initiated a tense standoff between the primal and technological forces. Rhapsody...
Initiating tense standoff.
Which one do you prefer? We could do both too.
I prefer the left one.
Yeah, me too.
Because it doesn't have as much bullshit.
Exactly, yes. And Native American ancestry kind of is a little bit anyway. So let's go ahead and now we can hit the link button up here. Boop, link, and then we'll link this to the arrival. Okay. So now all this is tagged under the same event. We can now prompt for this. Boop. And then let's add Rio. let's read it. So this is the robot had not expected. Okay, so the subject is about the robot here. So let's go up to Junk Tour. I'll click on Junk Tour here. Boop. And see, Junk Tour gets added as an ingredient to this. Okay. So now I'm going to hit paint, and we'll see how this one comes out just as written from Midjourney here. This is just nuts. It's nuts to be able to collaborate with Midjourney with more than just images now. This is like a million times better than Slash Describe when it comes to being able to get more written feedback on what you're doing, because you're able to refer images and everything else. So the thing I've really noticed about this, though, and you'll see this with the results, character referencing is still extremely strong. It will give you results that just dominate with whatever's the references attached to your character. So you can see this is an example of where I've pre-included a character weight, but it will not include that in your prompt by default. I think that should be something that changes eventually with Patchwork, but I would love that if I include a parameter inside of my notes, that it would automatically include that when I prompt with that character. Okay, so
I think
go ahead.
what needs to happen in the future is that there will be some core nodes to the character where you can basically define the things that you actually want for the C-reffing, and also some parameters. It's like adding everything automatically, but not really, is nice for now. It's amazing that it can reference all these things. But I think if you work long time for like longer stories with the tool and it stays in this behavior that it has currently, then it will get problematic really, really fast.
If anything, it adds
so
convolution for sure.
Yeah, there will for sure be improvements. We also have to see what happens when Midjourney 7 comes around next year. So
Yeah, and I'll say,
look at that.
I will say that if you guys prompt off of your characters, you're going to be changing the DNA of your characters every time you do. And what I mean by that is if I say, hey, here is the prompt for Rio here, okay, and I hit paint on Rio, okay, and I just, make something, every one of these images that says Rio on the bottom will now affect her character art moving forward, because her name is attached to that. So my recommendation is to prompt off of these starting prompts, these ones up here where it says Wild Playground. Prompt off of these instead, because that will give you ones that are not affected by other people's behavior right off the bat. So you can see here we have these 4 images of Rios that generated, but because they're all tagged as Rio now or linked as Rio, every time someone in the future on this world generates with Rio, all 4 of these images are going to be added to her character references. Okay, so that just it muddles and adds convolution. You really don't want too many images inside your character reference that are alike or similar. So they really do need to be unique to be functional, in my opinion. So
Yeah, that's why usually it is better, at least what I have found in one day of using it, is separating your story plot points into events instead of having that into the character, and then just linking the images that refer to your story to the event, and just occasionally linking them to the character when you actually need it.
Yeah, it's especially if it's like, oh wait, my character's gonna be holding a prop now. That's when you want to start affecting that character like that. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense to, when you want to change the DNA of your character, that's when you link things to your character. Oh, hey, Collect, good to see you. And just to answer,
hello, Snoopy.
Yeah, hello, Snoopy. Good, you have arrived. Yay! I'm excited to have you here. I will say, just to answer Bert's question, even though I know that you said that you figured it out, the only thing you got to do is you just got to click on Junk Tour here and hit the copy button here on your inventory, and that will save Junk Tour to your inventory on the bottom right corner of my screen. You can see he's saved now. So we actually don't have him backed up in the character portal yet. So let me zoom over there real quick so we can go back to the main lobby. And this is just me. You guys can keep doing what you're doing. I'm just going to paste him into the character lobby really quick. So I have a couple different things going on here. Why are you able to prompt up here, Gompasta? Let's see. Where are you here? I don't like that you can do things that other people can't. I don't know why. There might be a visual bug because it says loading. I don't know. We'll see. I just deleted it. It's okay. But I'm gonna go back to the character portal here. Boop, character portal. If you guys do have any cool characters that you will have made, like Zero submitted here, just paste them into the character portal. Okay, I do have a backup, so if anyone decides to like grief and delete things here, I'll be able to pull up the backup. But I'm going to now take Junk Tour from my inventory on the bottom right corner, hit the plus button, and then just click anywhere on the canvas here. Oh, why is it a portal? Why is it a portal? Hold on.
Also,
Character. What?
we've
Why is he a portal? He should be a portal.
Your bottom right-hand corner.
What?
In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, there's a portal in your inventory.
Is there? It doesn't show a portal.
no, that's only a character.
So this is just this character. So let's go ahead and try that one more time. There we go. There's Junk Tour. Probably was just a little bug. No worries, guys. It's very much very new, guys. Very, very new. So you might see the occasional bug. No big deal. Whatever. Let's see here. So when you see all this here, now we have Junk Tour saved. I will basically be coming back and backing up Junk Tour if I need to. But now,
Also-
yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of things going on in the chat right now that we should probably address at some point because it's piling up.
Yes, let's do it. Let's address all the chat.
Okay, so number one, where was it? Now I switched off to my channel. We see text. So, where do we start? Hello, I'm here. Mojab asked, can you expand a bit on that, please? Event as opposed to just going off the character. Everything that is linked to your character, like really linked to its name, is going to be influencing your outcomes of further generations and explanations that Midjourney gives you. So if you just leave everything linked to the character, you will kind of mix a lot of stuff over the course of working with it. If you create an event node instead to specify that this is a specific point in time or like an event that is happening with your character, then you can link those images to the event instead of the character. And that makes sure that the original linking to your character stays clean and the event isn't influencing it too much. Then the next thing is Malzbier could use a timeline that you link influence of an image to a specific time and the stuff after it, or maybe even for a time range. In the presentation, in the original presentation of Patchworks, there Max talked about the idea of having timelines. They were not sure if they just want to do linear timelines or if there is not even a better way of marking things, giving them like a fluent step-by-step approach. They are thinking about it, and we just have to wait and see, I think, what happens. Then there was more. Are the worlds autosaving as everyone is working? Yeah, I have developed a little micro plugin that autosaves worlds. I'm saving a lot while you guys are working on this right now, so if something breaks, we hopefully have a backup. And then there was more. Yeah, Kinky Kong, you might want to have a look on our server about your problem with downloading JSONs and stuff.
Oh, it's my only solution is downloading JSONs at this point.
Yeah, like I did I wrote, I'm gonna say this once here. I wrote a little Chrome plugin that you can install into your browser, and you can set an interval for autosaving, and it will just save every X minutes the JSON for you.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So have a look in there and maybe install it. If you save the JSON, do you just drag it into Patchwork to continue it? No, you press the load button and then you select the file and upload it. But be warned, this will overwrite the whole world. If you are in a collaborative world like we are right now and you just load any JSON, you will overwrite everything that is in there. Huge troll potential. Please don't do it.
Yeah, including changing the permissions of editable servers too. That is another troll thing that I'm only telling you guys now so you don't do it. I know some of you guys will do it anyway, but I'm not going to share exactly where to do it. But if you hit the share button, basically what happens is that if you're on an editable, you could change it to view only, which just ruins the fun for everybody because it means I have to go back myself and change it to edit for everyone again. So that would be another thing to remember if you're give a very public world. Now we have to deal with griefing, which is amazing because it's like Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Wait, I can steal a world? Oh, you can 100% steal a world. Just save it.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody deleted mine.
Oof.
My world was deleted, and I had a half a Jason saved for it, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm working off of right now.
Well, that's actually why I created the Nexus model early on, was just because I recognized that there was going to be like a playground kind of environment where sandboxes are going to have this issue, right? Of people coming in and just griefing the crap out of public things because it's fun to ruin someone else's fun. That's basically the mindset. And so each one of these nexuses here is really designed so that if anyone does anything, at the very least all the building blocks don't get deleted. But also inside the playgrounds, guys, feel free to add portals to your own worlds. Okay, so that if you want to make personal backups, if you want to say, hey, I do like this story. I think it has some potential. I want to keep going, but I don't want to like come back, the next day and have someone else continue it or whatever, or have it get deleted or whatever the situation is. You can just click on portal, make a portal, and then make a new world. Okay. You can see there is an insane number of worlds that have been generated within the last 48 hours. Okay. I'm trying, like, if I scroll with my mouse, this will take forever. You can see how slow the bar is moving on the bottom, on the top, on the right side of the screen here. So, what I'm going to do is you could just come up to here and make a new blank, let's go. Just new blank world, and then just start dropping assets in there and make sure it's set to view or none, and then no one will also have access to it. So, yeah, that's how you can do personal backups with Patchwork. All right.
That's a clever workaround.
Yeah. I just encourage you guys to use all of Patchwork's features when you're like trying to like explore this new tool, because I specialize with image prompting. Okay, like everything I do is with images. So when it comes to like say a lot of the foundation stuff here, you're not going to see a ton of text here, but on the fantasy nexus there is a lot more lore that we have developed. So we are going to be digging into that next. But just to kind of emphasize for you guys, though, the main thing that I want to demo with the parameters demo inside of the 1995 Nexus is just to show you guys that by adding even small parameters, like here's a chaos of 5 or here's a character weight of 0, it could really complete the scene that you have written here, because character referencing is so strong that oftentimes it overwrites your intent that's written in your prompt. Okay, so it really does make sense to learn the parameters of Midjourney, and then if you, in fact, I could show this inside the Western Nexus really quick. So let's pop ourselves back to the lobby, go inside the Western Nexus. It's so cool to just like zoom around this world with you guys. Okay, and then we go inside the playground for the Nexus, because I remember I was working on Junk Tour here, and we had an issue where it was not recognizing the intent of this, which is the robot had not expected this young woman to possess such mystical powers. And so what I can do is we can click on reimagine here. And because I have a note saved for this parameter, I could just hit add, and then the custom parameters for Junk Tour, I could just click to add it to the prompt. It will not automatically add it. It is something that I hope comes in the future, is to be able to say, hey, if I add Junk Tour, this CW50 should go with it because it's attached to him. Okay. But for now, let's just go with CW50 and see how much closer it is to our intent. It will move away from the character's design, right? But similar to the Sage comics, it tends to respect our prompt more the lower that character weight is. Okay. Um, so we may have to mix in also an environment. So like we could see how I completed some of these prompts here to get us a little more dynamic environments. And we could see I Troll for You is dynamically adding more text to the story as we get going. So you can see here that now we have some more influences, but because we have the arrival attached to this, look how many images have, like, I think that hand burning thing is being attached because we have the arrival attached to this. So now if I reprompt this again, I'm going to remove the arrival. Boom. And then let's try to force a, let's see here. Let's just paint that. Let's just let that go. And I'm going to see what I did up here to make her fall up here. So let's go ahead and hit repaint on this fallen Rio. And we can see here that I only included dilapidated building instead of the arrival. And then I wrote spontaneous levitation inside of an abandoned workshop, multiple comic panels depicting girl knocked to the ground. Okay? And the character weight, again, set to 50 in order to get her to be laying down like that. But I also changed the style weight to something crazy low, which is 5, because the style reference as well is heavily influencing these results to look the way they do. Okay? So we could even try lowering that to see if we can. But look at that! Look! He's startled. He's startled. This is the closest we've gotten to the right description. That's in this scene here. Okay. So now, because he's attached to Junctor, though, we don't want to necessarily have that prompt or that this image affect Junctor's DNA. So I'm just going to unlink him. There you go. And same with these results here. I don't want these to influence, so I'm just going to get rid of these. Okay. And yeah, so that's essentially how you can like plug and play, mess around with all this stuff. See what kind of merges and mixes well together in a more visual and especially non-linear way. The fact that you guys can all do this and just do your thing is just amazing to me, because as you find more interesting things and we start to see them and share them, it's so easy just to bounce off of each other's work, you know. So let me just get rid of these because they didn't match our intent. Boop.
It's also incredibly mesmerizing to just zoom out right now to the furthest part and just see all people like moving and creating stuff.
I know, right? It's just nuts. And
Insane.
And there's always a little bit of like latency and stuff too. So the more people that are on, you're gonna see some like staggering occasionally, but no big deal. So let's go ahead and pop ourselves back over to the main lobby really quick. Again, guys, when I say like we are moving, it's me and Rhapsody. You guys can hang out anywhere inside of the lobby you want. I'm very curious to see where we find people because there's plenty of things to do here. We haven't even touched the fantasy nexus yet, and that's the biggest one. But I do have one last place to take us really quick. This is a very quick one. The gnarly intro comic on the bottom right corner. Just the only thing this is really demoing here is the pathway the worlds work. Okay, when you load into the comic, you will always start it at wherever your world icon is. So if you're telling a linear narrative for someone else to read, like a view-only world or whatever, just make sure that wherever your main node is, like wherever your main world node is, that's where you're going to load in, literally, to the world. So you then want to make it so they can easily read it. So either go to the right or go down, and then you can have it be something that can be read. I use notes as speech bubbles because we can't do in-painting in Patchwork yet. So then it just ends with a portal, and then you can continue on. It reminds me a lot of this very interesting mixed media called 1776. And it's a story. It's I can't even tell you the premise of the story without spoiling it. Okay, but it is a fascinating mixed media storytelling that uses a lot of these kind of visual. Like it starts with a calendar, and you're literally feeling the time that it takes for the character to recognize what's happening to it because the entire it's like a book that was written into a physical calendar. It's really cool. But my point here is that that was just my experiments with understanding how to do quick storytelling and narrative stuff inside of Patchwork. All right, let's see what the comments are here. There we go. Yes, yes. Thank you for linking that, Ancient. It is an amazing, amazing short story. I highly recommend you guys read it. It is massively inspiring for me when it comes to how to use mixed media with storytelling. I think Patchwork actually has this potential too. Oh no! What are you doing? What are you doing? Miss Nameless has spawned a fringe cult that reverses her as a cosmic entity seeking to unlock the secrets of interdimensional travel hidden within her nebulous essence. Oh no. The cultists adorn masks embodying Miss Nameless's enigmatic visage and perform bizarre rituals in hopes of transcending the realm.
I told you she's a goddess.
Yeah. Yep. No way. You can't escape it now. The machine said so. Welcome to the cult. Yep. Yeah, go and pasta. Read that story. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. And it's from the weirdest source. It's literally from a sports magazine, like a sports website. It's for being a highly recommended like sci-fi story. It comes from a football website. So.
Yeah, it is not at all what you would expect, and it's great.
Yes, exactly. I'm so glad you read it, Ancient. And it's not that long too.
I personally feel like this Patchwork feels like the beginning of a Second Life, like back when it came out.
Right?
And or something like EVE Online, like this huge galaxy connected through portals where you go through and you never know who you will meet on the other side and what will be there waiting for you. Like it's a nice mix of like this amazing productivity tool and also like basically a game. Like,
oh yeah, describing it as multiplayer is awesome. It really
Yeah,
it's accurate to me.
Yeah. When I was in school, I used to play a game with a friend of mine. I was in art school, so we sat down between classes and had this piece of paper in front of us where one person drew something and the other person had to draw something that defeats the thing that was just created. And it was just going back and forth and getting like even crazier and crazier. Like, I draw a frog. Okay, I draw a giant snake that eats your frog. And then I draw a giant cloud that unleashes thunderstorm powers onto your snake, and so on. And it grew. We even did this on like the giant chalkboard and left all the drawings on there for a while. And this is something that I would absolutely love to play here. We could just roll the dice basically in what the machine says and build this epic standoff story.
It's so cool. It really is. Like, oh man, I'm just the potentiality. Ancient Chaos, but he's a bull also. So inside of the Chaos Playground, by the way, you'll notice there is no Chaos Nexus because, well, you don't need one. This is just the free, like, this is basically a free for all. I remember it was either yesterday or when it was probably right after it launched. I believe it was like Trollfu going around with a little sword little sword generated image and going around stabbing people. Like just being like, okay, I have a sword JPEG. Oh, I should probably show you guys how to do that. Okay, so if you want to bring in an outside image, right now there's a lot of limitations around that, but as long as you have a URL that isn't a Discord link, like the Discord links are kind of like buggy, but like if I now grab, say, a JPEG or a PNG image from anywhere, I'm going to grab, let's there's actually a GIF that you guys are messing with on the server really quick. Let me see if the GIFs will work. I'm gonna shoot at the hip a little bit here and we're gonna see. This was under, I believe, was it the White Lodge? Just a second, let me grab this here. There it is. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Just a moment. We were doing so many bread shenanigans. We should probably make an event for the bread shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
For
honestly.
sure. Yeah, for sure. We're about to get to the
Should
fantasy
probably
zone.
do a whole world around it. Where we
Yeah.
give it a basic description of it's a tavern and different characters are entering the tavern and suddenly a food fight breaks out and everybody is just flinging bread around, and that would inform then all generations in that world. I think that's the way it's meant to be for stories, honestly.
Right.
And events are just like chapters within that single story plot that is its own world. So the usual workflow would be you create a world, you give it a basic description, basically the scene that you want to play out. Then you add the characters to that world that you need in that scene, and then you just create event after event after event, telling the system what you want. And after that, you basically have a full comic. So.
Here, I'll show you guys how to bring in an image. I'm just going to bring in a random image from my comics here. So this is actually one that I had crafted for the Bread War that you guys will be doing inside of the fantasy patchwork here in just a little bit. Okay, we're going to try to bring the food fight to life with this. But this is an image that I literally, the only things that I painted over with this in Photoshop was the motion lines. So the bread being thrown and smacking him in the face and coming back out. That bread was just floating there in the original generated image. And I did ask for big text that says KO, and it made this like 3D pop-out text that I then in-painted new like bands and stuff into. Because there's no in-painting inside of Patchwork right now, I'm just going to copy a link to this image, okay? Right now it's inside of Discord, so like I do need to get a Mid-Journey link for this to work properly. So if I just really quickly inside of VC Create, I'm just going to quickly post this image and then generate with it to make a Mid-Journey link. So /imagine. Any link otherwise would work fine, but it is hyperlinking off to a website, so it may not work. But we'll just go ahead and hit. I'm just gonna write anything in here. All right.
I've discovered a portal.
Oh, I'll have to check that out in just a sec. Let me first just grab this and finish what I'm showing off here. Okay, so I have a URL now to this image. Okay, I'm going to make a note, paste the note. Okay, and then for what's the text inside of the note, I'm just gonna paste the link. If it works, it'll automatically turn it into a preview of the image, okay? And this can now be applied to either as a style reference or as a character reference if you attach it to a character. So let's go ahead and grab a character to put this onto really quick. So let me go back to the oh no, there's a Catgirl portal. Okay, let me go ahead and grab the character portal here. All right, he's not in here. Let's go. I just need to grab Vic really quick for this to make sense. I'll go back. We are going to check out the Fantasy Nexus. There's a lot to it. We're going to check that out in just a sec, but I need to grab Vic here first. Grabbing Vic, copy to my inventory, and then I will hop us back over to the lobby here. I'm just trying to get us back to the Chaos realm here. Then boop. Play Chaos Playground. Now we have that image that I pasted here. Let's go ahead and put Vic right next to that image. Why is it linking to a portal again? Hold on a second. Why is it doing that? Why is it giving me a portal instead of the character? Hold on. It took a couple tries for this to work last time, so let's see what happens here. There we go. Okay, we got Vic now. Yay! So I have this image here. We can establish it as a style reference by clicking this. Okay. Now this is a style reference. We can take the premise. Let's just take his backstory as the premise here. We'll hit paint and then paint that next to it. And now I'm going to hit add and then add that as a style reference to this. Okay. And we don't have any world rules necessarily. We just have Niji6 up here. Which, if we look at the bottom of the prompt, did it add it? Yes, it did, but it's hidden underneath the cancel here. I've had that issue too, by the way, where I can't actually read the end of my prompt. So I use the cursors to go all the way to the bottom right, and I just hit enter, enter, enter until I can read it. And then it'll go ahead and hit paint. So
It's a good thing I will note down.
Yeah, I highly recommend. If you can't read whatever's in your box, then just hit enter, enter, enter. Enters don't get registered inside of prompts like that. so they don't get red or they don't screw anything up.
Gompasta is creating more. I see him moving.
Yeah, I see Gompasta doing things. I love just
Gompasta is also the reason why I just gasped, because if you scroll to the left a little bit on the Chaos world, there's a portal to one of his worlds somewhere.
oh, is it up here? The
Yep,
cat girl. Is
exactly
it
that one.
Is it the cat girl one?
It is the cat girl world.
All right, I'll check it out in just a sec. I just want to show the results of this here. Okay, so these are now all being influenced by the Bread War image because the style reference is attached to here. So if I wanted to, here is something actually. I hope Max can see this. I do have a question for him. If I say paint with this prompt here, and then I add, like Vic's already in there, but then if I add this snippet image to it, it shows up here. I figured that's representing an image prompt. That's what I thought, right? But now if I hit paint, it fails.
It breaks.
It breaks.
Yeah, that's a bug.
It's a bug? Okay, because I want that to be an image prompt. I want to be able to say, hey, that's an image prompt.
It was also presented as an image prompt that way, but since it launched, it just breaks all the time. So.
All right. Well, we'll assume that's a feature for the future then. Because right now this is cool as it is. I love this, but yeah. So the playground is just free for all, guys. Have fun. Make all your cow people. Let's check out these cat girls. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe. Oh yes. You look at this. Look at this. Look at all these cute cat girls you got going on here. We got Chiyo, we got Yuna, we got Rin, we got Akane, we got Sakura. Yeah, it is just cool. Oh my god, there's so much more.
Yeah.
We have
is huge cat girl lore.
a lot of cat girl lore going down here. We got events for each one. We got places. We got an event, the Protago. Within the close-knit circle, an unexpected sisterly bond blossoms between the stoic Rin and bubbly Yuna. Born from their shared desire to break free from societal expectations, Chiyo unexpectedly awakens to potential magical abilities during a perilous encounter, altering the group's dynamic. I will say that I know that Legal Beagle was showing off how to influence these protocols more. So we could say, hey, let's just take this one, right? I'm just curious. I don't have edit on this, okay? So I'm gonna just copy your inventory here really quick. So let's go ahead and close that out. I just have to hit copy, Control C, and then we'll add it to my inventory here. You notice that I don't have the pop-up windows that we had before. This is definitely a view-only thing, okay, you allowed edit on it. Nice. You didn't have to do that. I just wanted to show that you can use the control copy paste stuff. I do hope that copy button pops back up in view only mode though for people, so it's easier than keyboard commands to save things that are in view only worlds. But anyway, the point is that now that I have edit on this, I'm just gonna do it here really quick. But we'll just copy this note that's here. Oops. Boop. Paste that note here really quick. It's not attached to the protagonist thing, so it's not gonna be affected by that. But then I'll say at the end here. Let's see, it says that unexpectedly awakens the potential magical abilities during her perilous encounter, altering the group's dynamic. So let's just say this was a slice of life story and it threw and it threw magical powers into your story, right? Which is not slice of life. We'll say, let's just add to the end of this, this result and say that, let's try that again, but without magical powers as a new line, and then hit imagine more onto to that. Their newfound sisterhood stems from a shared dream of exploring the world beyond Emnus borders. Chiyo displays an uncanny maturity during the crisis, lending her wise counsel to resolve tensions within the group. See? Isn't that amazing? You could take any snippet, add direction to the bottom of the snippet, and it will make it basically acts like ChatGPT. Okay, so it's a very, very dynamic way to do storytelling, because you can basically just rerun all the stuff. It's amazing. Let's see what you guys are saying in chat here. Haven't tried negatives yet.
asking if we can use GIFs for the portal. I never tried it.
Yeah, let's try
We
it.
should try that.
So let's take this GIF, copy image, okay, and I'm gonna do this off of your server. I don't need to keep cluttering up your server here. Let's pop ourselves back over to the playground here.
Yep.
I'm going to
I
hit
also
note.
got a secret trick to show about creating worlds in a second.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna paste the GIF. It looks like the GIF does not work. At least this one doesn't. It looks like the GIFs will not embed. So I don't think that's gonna work, Boken. I'm sorry. One day it'll work like how image prompting works. I hope. But but it is certainly true that if you're working with any JPEG, PNG image, or anything like that, you can easily link them to become style references. And yeah, I think it's worth reminding that twitch.tv/midjourney is working, and I see we're shy about that. We're shy about that. I mean, you guys are more than welcome to promote the Twitch all you want. I'm excited to have new venues for us to be able to be having people come in and interact with the streams here. The Patchwork, I think, is what makes it super interactive, honestly. Like the fact that we have all these different places people can watch the stream on, but one central location where everyone can make things together. Huge for what we're doing. And look here. Steph11R is making stuff with their character Toho and Junctor. That's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And you can see that when you start merging characters too, that there'll be there's a blend between the two. And I can tell that this is a merger just because there's some hair. Let's see what your prompt was here. Yes, so you can see Toho and Junctor were merged together. They become one image. They become one character reference if you do this, okay? I do have an example of a multi-character reference that is experimental inside of the 1995 Nexus. I'll show you guys that really quick, just because that's an inspiration there, Steph. Thank you for that. So I'll go back to the main lobby. I'm going to go to the 1995 Nexus, which has all of the fundamentals to the Sage comics. At least it should. Let's see if it reloads. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we have all the fundamentals to the Sage comics here. Okay, one of the ones that I've been messing with is this multi-character reference. Okay, and it does require an additional parameter for you to use it well. But if you notice, I gave some instructions down here. For best results, use --CW0 node above. Characters will be off model, and then you'll need to inpaint at a higher CW value later. So we can copy the Sage plus Michael character, copy, okay? And then I'm just gonna bring her into the playground really quick just so we can show you guys this. So I'm gonna come over here and then I'm gonna paste this, boop. All right, so we have this result that's here. You can see here we have the style reference, the character reference is here. We have the character weight, which will not be turned on by default. And then we have the instructional here, which will also not be referenced when we generate with this. So let's go ahead and just generate a blank image. So let's just say image, generate. And you can see all the style references always automatically apply. No matter, even if you make a blank image or generate an image on its own, it will still refer to whatever's inside of the world prompt here. So let's go ahead and say, no, we want Michael and Sage together inside of this one. And then the only rule that you have to have for this really is that it has to refer to two people inside of the prompt somehow. So let's do an animated film depicting two people fighting for the last piece of pizza. Okay. And I tend to pick a different aspect ratio too, so I'll do AR45 for this. And then hit paint. We'll see what this does. Take care, Legal Beagle. Thanks for coming by. All right. Yeah, it was mentioned that multi-character referencing, if it's coming to it'll be in version 7. So I want to see that. That'll be an exciting day. But you can see here by default we have the characters not actually doing what we've written. They might be kind of contentious towards each other, right? Like they feel the mood, but the scene doesn't make sense. It's because the character referencing is at 100%, and it's seeing the office space, it's seeing them in ties, it's seeing all this context that says this needs to be an office space. It even made it kind of like a subway, like they're going to New York, like they're going to work. This one's at a desk. This one is, even though it's outside, they're still wearing their work attire, that kind of stuff. This is basically a redo of that first image. So this is why I have these parameters pre-included. So if we now click on reimagine, or sorry, what is this? What is this? The technical name for this one? Repaint. Okay, so we hit repaint here. What we want to do is we want to hit add and then click on this -CW0. That will add the character weight of 0 to these results, and basically saying this is going to now heavily listen to whatever I have written in the prompt rather than the character referencing dictating the scene. So we're most likely going to see like a pizza parlor, or we're going to see them like more physical with each other, because it's no longer to the look at this. Yes, she has a pizza in her mouth. She's like clamoring for it, right? Like this is the kind of stuff that you want, but you may not always get something that's useful. But man, you get some really funny interactions between the characters by dropping the character weight to 0 like that. So look, the fact that we got her with this means that we can now take this to our Midjourney account and start to inpaint the corrections into her outfit. It's also true that sometimes I do like the outfits that it gives, because it's like not everyone wears the same damn shirt every day. I mean, they are cartoon characters, but you want to imagine that they're not, right? So it's totally believable that they would change outfits regularly, that kind of thing. But for now, I usually just go back into Midjourney and paint corrections like their outfits, their faces, like things like that. Particularly anatomy. Anatomy tends to get wonky because it'll start merging Michael and Sage's like heights and body shapes. So, yeah. Okay.
Have you found a way to bring the characters, like the in-paints, back to Patchwork?
Right now, the only thing you can do is take a link to say like this, like I did with this bread with the bread bender image here. Just take a link to it and include it, but it will come up like this. It'll come up with a really small thumbnail. We'll need to have We'll need to have the ability to rescale these previews in order to make that usable.
I have actually experimented with that. So if you download the JSON, it is possible to change the size of each element in that JSON file. It's a simple width and height value. And then you need to load the world again with the modified JSON file.
I'll leave all the programming nerdage to you, Rhapsody.
Might be possible to program a tool that does this automatically, and I may look into it.
Okay.
Very clever, as usual.
As usual, for sure.
Don't, if you want to talk. Like as collaborative as it is, like
I got a sore throat and I keep clearing my throat, and it's gonna be gross on mic. So, but I will talk when I have something to say.
What? You're not gross. I'm gross. What?
I don't want to be like the whole time, you know.
Quick! Let's have a gross off. Let's
here okay. That's right.
Oh, you're beeping me. I see. I have that button too, Miss Rhapsody.
So
don't
worry.
Don't you make me dig up the program and turn it on. I will mute though. I'll be back.
See ya. Okay, so let's see.
Maybe
Nicole.
make an LLM look for all the images of whatever size those are in the code and tell it to change the size in the code. That is a possibility that would probably work, but an LLM is probably really bad at calculating the aspect ratio of the original image that you have in there. So, like feeding it with the right values or just changing one image at a time is probably the better way to do it. But there is for sure something in the works from the Patchwork team to let us do this at some point. And until then, we may help ourselves with other intelligent solutions. So
Okay, so at this point, I just want to pop us back into the stage here. Now, I want to first.
I could show something really quick.
Yeah, you
Something
want.
really nice that you will also like.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
take over the
yeah,
screen for a
yeah. Feel
second?
free, feel free. I'm more than
Okay,
happy to take a
okay.
break.
Okay, then I'm just gonna move quickly. So you're all now seeing my screen here, and you might think that having all these worlds and these interconnecting things is really hard to remember. Like, what if you lose track of your own world and you don't remember what the link was up here? And there is a neat little thing. If you want your own world, your own little world that you can always remember the name of, that you will always find again, you can actually just go up in the URL, delete everything after like the equal sign here, and just write the name of the world that you want to create. Like I have written Rhapsody before, and boom, I'm in my lobby world. If I say Rhapsody's test chamber, I'm getting the initializing a new world thing, and I can just say I want to create this type of setting prompt test, create a world. And now I created the world Rhapsody's test chamber. And this way you can create worlds that you will remember. You can place down your own naming system for the links and never forget them. And then you don't need like have huge links lists or something like this where you just go back. Yeah, that's all. That's my neat little 2-minute trick for you.
Well, thank you. That's pretty cool. I love that transition. It's so good looking.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at the chat feed here. Go and pause the pasted the console command you can do to enable dark mode. Stole it from Rhapsody. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the easy way. If you want the more complicated way, and you are on the Gnarly Studio server, I have posted a plugin that does it for you.
Yeah, you got to join the server to find it though.
Yeah. And I'm in talk with Clarinet to maybe get a link into the Patchwork's documentation for it. I need to put it on the Chrome Web Store first, and Google needs to approve it, and then everybody can have it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing for me is that like I'm really prone to migraines, right? So light mode, anything that kind of puts a bunch of light in my face, tends to. That it was really funny because when they did the Q&A, the HiveMind Q&A on Wednesday, they like they put the questions up, and my very first question was, "Will there be a dark mode?" Right? Because that was the only like I just had to ask that question, and it instantly zoomed up to the top of the list. Like it was the second question, the second or third question on the top of the list. So I know people need it, probably have similar issues that I do, where it's like getting flashbanged in Counter-Strike whenever I load up Patchwork. But it is a thing that just doing the console command is a neat thing. So
If you're like me and have a phobia of doing things like that, like messing with the back end, mine is I use super dark mode and I use dark reader, and both of those will make almost any website dark mode.
nice.
That's awesome.
including.
It's probably doing the exact same thing, because that command should work on 99% of all websites.
Yeah.
The administrator. I see Golden Pasta doing things. Yes, okay. This is hilarious. Yes, all cat girl all the time. Okay, cool. I love watching you guys just messing around inside of this playground. Messing around with my comics, all that kind of stuff is just so, honestly, it's very heartwarming to see you guys having so much fun, like making them riding on a Vespa together. Like, that's so cool. That's I'm just so excited for the potentials of what we can do here because I'm getting inspired for comics just watching you guys do things, okay, with these characters. So please go nuts. I will definitely be saving my favorites. So I think at this point we're gonna get to the main show. At this point, we've been talking a lot of stuff, but I think we're gonna get to the main thing here. If you don't mind, one more time, Kinky, linking the lobby server because we do have a bunch of new people in the room. We're at 65 people here on stage. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining here today. Um, the what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the main lobby, and that is right here in smack dab center. We have the main lobby here, and we've explored the Western Chaos. We've gone back 30 years to the 1995 Chaos. Oh, sorry, Nexus. We've explored the both the Chaos Playground and the Character Portal. So basically, we've covered the bases here. The last one is really the one that we've been putting the most amount of work into, which is the Fantasy Nexus here, which is the very first one. So I'm going to click on the Fantasy Nexus here. And what you're going to see immediately here is you're going to load into the base prompts, the recommended prompts for starting with the fantasy stuff, as well as the playground for the fantasy world and how to go back to the lobby. So understand any of these elements that you guys grab here, just hit copy. Highlight over them, Control C, that'll copy them, and then you can bring them into the playground. I have put a lot of them already in the playground for you, but this acts as a backup of all the core aspects of our fantasy story that we're building together. Okay? So we have the City of Phantasma. We have our characters all in a row right here, as well as the items that they carry. Okay? So we have the book, which is the big mystical book that Gnome stole from the wizard Gal, and his name was fully generated, by the way. I just had Gal written in our script, but the Galxanthus the Ill-Tempered is what Midjourney gave us for this character. This is a new character you guys have not seen before. Actually, I think Rhapsody and Ancient and Kinky are the only ones who've seen this character before. So this is a bit of an introduction to Gal here. But Gal carries a wand, which is powered by a crystal that's deep inside of Phantasma that we have not created yet, so we'll probably dig into some of that here today. As well as his nards, or the guards that protect the wizard. So he has 2 nards that guard him, and they are a faction here. As well as and this is from Legal Beagle, he added this one on, the Narbage Gnomes, which are like the people who clean up the messes of all the fantasy fights that happen inside of Phantasma. So it's cool to see that it organized like this, right? That's just under this one location, guys. That's all under Phantasma itself. Now we have a neighboring place called the Enchanted Forest, which is Rhapsody added here. And you can see all sorts of
Stole from my troll for you.
Yeah, stole from my troll for you. Yeah, with all a bunch of useful snippets from them. And then we also have the Emberborn. This one's from you, right, Rhapsody?
Yeah, that's my original.
Right.
And Emberborn, the industrial city on top of a volcano that is basically searching for magic crystals in the ground and the magma river that is flowing through it. And on top of it is the Crystal Cathedral, the glowing center, basically, of Emberborn, built out of magical crystals and hovering above the town.
See, isn't this just awesome that we can now take these elements and start to say, hey, let's tell stories within each one of these locations. You know what I mean? We could have characters attached to each location if we wanted to. So we could say, like, actually, Malice is inside of Emberborn. You know, like you could just drag characters around and start to build out these sort of stories all visually. So that's really cool. But what I want to show you guys here is that a lot of the work that I've put into has been making image prompts that are reliable and create characters in dynamic and interesting ways, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Gal and his wand and then bring him over to the playground. So I'll click on Gal and I'll click on the wand and then I'm going to hit copy. Now, if you don't have access to the copy, which you probably don't, just highlight highlight select and then Control C in order to add it to your inventory. And then we will hop into the playground. Okay. So you see in the playground here, we have a couple things that are already happening. You guys haven't really touched this playground a lot because we haven't talked about it yet today. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to immediately start prompting inside of here. So let's go ahead and I'll work on the top left corner here. Okay. So I'm going to first bring in my character and then his prop as well. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is let's go ahead and tell a little bit of, let's see what Midjourney believes will be a backstory for this character here. So I have Galzanthus, the ill-tempered, a grumpy sorcerer who despises just about everything. They're also not a fan of bathing, which is a reference to a comic that hasn't been released yet. We will now paint this, and we will paint up here. And you can see that we've attached the style reference for Phantasma and Gal. And then if we wanted him to be holding his wand, we just hit add and then add the prop. Okay. And what should happen now is the prop, this image here, will be referred to as a reference for the wand. Okay. That Gal is holding, so it's in the description here. So let's go ahead and right now it doesn't describe anything about what the wand is doing. So maybe he may not be holding it, but let's just paint this and see what we get with it. All right, so that one failed for some reason. Let's figure out why. Boop.
A lot of weird things just happened. I see a lot of cowgirls suddenly in.
A lot of
in
what?
the chaos world.
Oh yeah, you're in the chaos one.
What? No, I just got warped there without.
Oh.
Having. Okay, something weird happened. I suddenly had a portal in my hand.
Yeah, there's been
without me wanting a portal.
Yeah.
And then I got warped to the destination of that portal. And for a second I was in shock because I thought I broke like the fantasy playground.
No, there's been an issue right now where like the where sometimes it'll copy a portal to the world that you're in that you're trying to copy. That's what I've been seeing. But let's try that again. But this time I'm just gonna take away Gal's wand. Let's see if it paints with this. Okay. Oh no, that one failed too. Why are these failing? Hold on, let's find out. In fact, let's just have it describe what it thinks is going to happen after this.
Mine tend to fail because of the prompt.
Oh, because there's something written in the prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, it says here, Galzo stubbornly refuses to acknowledge his powerful magic lineage, thinking it makes him superior to bathe or practice basic hygiene. His grimy, unkept appearance is a brash rejection of the high elven traditions upheld by his aristocratic parents. Let's try that really quick. Prompt this, but now we're going to add Gal, and we'll add the wand, and we'll see if this lets us paint. Oh, and it did. Okay, so yeah, it was probably something. Related to bathing. They probably didn't like the reference to bathing inside the prompt, and there was a censorship or AI moderation that kicked in there. So we'll just let this go. So we should see the wand, and we should see the character. Let's see if that does its thing here. Okay, and you can see it snaps back to the aspect ratio of the of whatever the world is, which is 4 or 5. And we did not get the wand, probably because the actual prompt doesn't reference the wand at all. So let's change the prompt and say, let's just say that Gal, let's just say sparks fly from Galzathros's wand as they cast the spell. Let's just really try to encourage that this is boop, paint. Now let's add Gal and add the wand and then paint. See if we get this to respect our intent here. Let's see what we get.
Oh no, Enid Pixit linked a lot of Enid Pixit images to the fantasy playground. This might have unexpected consequences if you try to prompt images right now.
So you can see here now we
remove that link really quick.
We have a reference to a wand, and it did add a wand to this, but it's not really it's not really the exact wand, but it is a wooden wand of some sort. But I'm not too happy that it isn't referencing the actual image that's attached here. So let's see. Maybe what happens?
You need to do it.
Huh?
You need to do it as an image. Like you need to input the image link into the prompt. Prop referencing is not working. It's more like an organizational feature right now.
Got it. So let's go ahead and try that again, but this time I'm going to hit add, and then let's see if we add the image here. It's probably going to break. It's probably going to do the
That's
whole...
probably breaking, yes.
Yeah. So
the only way I have found this working is with adding the link directly into the text.
Okay.
Which is okay. You can just right click it and copy link.
Right. So copy image address, okay, and then repaint, and then paste that link at the front of the prompt, okay. Oh, that's right, because
Control V.
Yeah.
You had these things
I had all my
inventory.
I had all these things in my inventory. Let me get rid of this really
That's
quick.
probably also a good point to explain how you can quickly reorganize stuff. Okay, you already deleted all of it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You could just hit gather and then delete and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just getting rid of this.
Yeah,
really.
or just double click the name of something. If you double click the name of a node, like the main node of something, it selects everything that is connected to that node, and you can move everything of that at once.
Got it. All right, so the only thing I did here is I took the link by right-clicking on the gal's wand here and added it as an image prompt to the start of the prompt here. This is going to incorporate some of the alpha channel, like basically we might see some more white in the canvas or a lot of black in the canvas because of this, but we'll see what it does. But yes, if at least for organizational purposes, it's great, but I would like to see more image blending and prompting happening when we do refer to these things. So let's see here. We may actually need to describe the wand better inside of the wand as well. That would probably help. And you can see here, yeah, it's just that crystal ball at the end of it's not being understood. But that's fine for now. I just really wanted to show you guys that this character is really reliable. Like we can basically say, all right, let's get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of that, boom. And then I'm going to say that we'll start off with a starting prompt here. Let's go with the multiple comic panels. Start off with that, paste that, and then add gal. And I'm going to describe what this character is doing. So multiple comic panels depicting the purple wizard running down the alleyways of Phantasma. The fantasy alleyways. Let's just really encourage what we want to see. And we could lower the character weight right off the bat to kind of encourage more respect of the prompt itself. But yeah, it is. We'll see what this does off of the initial results here. I will say I'm also adding quality 2 to all these worlds just because it kind of frustrates me to use 0.5 quality, which is like the default for Patchwork. So yeah, maybe Ancient can confirm this for me. If I add -- turbo to the world rules, will that force everyone to be prompting in turbo mode?
Yes. I believe so.
I won't do that. I will not torture you guys with that. But that is a terrible way to troll people. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, because I started with the base prompt here, let's see here. Yeah, I started off with this prompt, multiple comic panels. I hit the paint button off of that, and then I include Gal. You can notice not only do we get the multiple panels, but we get a respect of what's being said in the prompt too. Okay, so it's really really fun to be able to start setting up entire premises like this and just kind of go from there. We can even take this, the start of this prompt here, as they cast a spell, and let's redo this one. Boop. And then multiple comic panels depicting, and then I'll just paste this into there. Sparks fly. Oh no, the copy paste thing happened again. Hold on. So, yeah, grab everything from there, delete, just double clicking like Rhapsody said. Doot. And then doot. Okay. Let's go ahead and try painting with this. Now, I will say that dropping the style weight below 50 is a great way to kind of get more adherence to what you've written in your prompt, but it will become kind of like less, it'll look less and less like Phantasma the lower that number is. So there is some balance there that you need to apply. So let's see here. Okay. There you go. We got a wand getting casting magic. Look, we got a close up of him all grumpy. We got oh yeah, this is great. So with these multiple, like, look at these expressions that we're getting off of this character, which is why I was so happy with this. I'm going to explain a little bit about Gal, because Gal is at least to me, is kind of a fascinating character, because it started off as a completely hand-drawn character that I hired an artist to create. Okay. And then I asked the artist to collaborate with Midjourney, which I'll be honest, they weren't exactly happy about the process at first, because they were just like, okay, so it's going to change my art. And I'm like, yeah, we need to make it more compatible within Midjourney's knowledge of things. And what it did is it reshaped the hair to kind of look like almost like a wizard hat, right? And I fell in love with the way the hair just kind of like pokes out to the sides. If you look at Gal's silhouette, so you take away all the color, you just look at the shape of his head. He looks like he's wearing a wizard hat that is too low on his face. And the idea behind that is it creates such a unique silhouette for the character that, to me, this is like borderline professional grade character design. When we start to go, hey, we brought in a professional to design the core fundamentals. Now Midjourney, make this something that we can reuse again and again and again. And it's so much more reliable now because we went through that whole process. So I will eventually be demoing Gal's development process, because there was a whole lot that got us to where we are now with this character, to get us to just these 4 images that represent the character. One of them includes the original hand-drawn version of Gal. So the basically saying we start with the hand-drawn, and then we start developing a turnaround with that hand-drawn, and then we just grab some core close-ups and poses for the character. So very, very it took a lot of balancing to get these aesthetics to work well, to where the character has a sort of grumpy negative disposition, but we also saw trends with our initial design where it was almost like anti-Semitic with the way that the nose is being drawn. So we had to work with Midjourney, go back and forth a couple times to avoid those sort of minstrel unfortunate byproducts of asking for certain traits. And so it's a whole thing when it comes to talking about like the sensitivities of entertainment, like things you should and shouldn't do, and particularly around like disparaging or otherwise negative portrayals of people. This is something Midjourney has no real knowledge of. They've just been told what to generally avoid, and so it's up to you, the user, to be able to make those calls, right? Like, there's a reason why Popo from Dragon Ball Z is a taboo character and hard to work with in Midjourney, just because there's a rather racist depiction of a character with that. So, yeah, okay, all right. So that was fun. We had the fantasy playground for you guys to mess with. I've introduced a new character for you guys to start messing with. I will be releasing a comic eventually that features Gal, Vic, and Gnome all interacting with each other. They'll probably become style references more so than anything else. But you guys got some fun stuff down here. But what I really wanted to show you guys, though, is that we can create events that have already existed on our Discord server and start to develop them as moments, So, like, we have Gnome versus the Blob, which is something that kind of developed a whole other character, which is, I believe, I Troll for You's Blobby character. This came up because of just an image that we had made together of Gnome and Blobby, who wasn't named Blobby at the time, but them about to engage in a fight, basically with swords here. So let me grab the base image here for that really quick. So we have that in our server. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so we have this image here. I'm going to copy the link to that here. Let's see if this works. It's the Discord link. You can see here it says there's the Discord media.discord app. It will not work if it says this. So I'm going to just quickly prompt with this image. And let me just hit sword fight or something. And that will give me a Midjourney link, which will work. Copy. Paste that link. And there we go. All right. So if I wanted to now have a scene where these two are, are engaging, we want to make sure first we link this to Gnome versus Blobby. We could set this as a style reference for this scene, so let's do that. From here, let's see if we can either generate a story like automatically, like basically give it a simple premise of like there's let's just do that. Let's just make a note and say a small gnome girl named Gnome, which was an idea from Fran, by the way. The Fran that Gnome would just be named Gnome, so she's Gnome the Gnome. But it is a small gnome girl named Gnome stumbles upon a recently spawned slime named Blobby. She draws her sword. Let's just go with that and then see what it recommends based on that written here. Let's see. Okay, look. Okay, this is amazing. Unbeknownst to Gnome, Blobby was a byproduct of the failed experiments by the wizards. Fascinated by its sentient nature, Gnome decides to befriend and study the curious slime. So this is a different premise than what I had originally come up with, but that's fine because it's interesting because read the failed experiment by the wizards is what I have written here under Blobby's description here.
I think I have read like 12 different Patchwork made-up origin stories for Blobby at this point, and they are all different, but they all have the same thing, that he's a failed experiment or a byproduct of something.
Right, exactly.
Like, so that's the thing we're absolutely sure of.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we could crowd think these characters now, which is hilarious to me. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and pull up the chat again because I keep accidentally minimizing it. Okay, Blobbins, yeah. So let's go ahead and now imagine this scene. Boop. But I'm going to add the Gnome Gnome versus the Blob. I mean, we'll add. Let's go ahead and. Let's just see what it does off of this by itself, but it's not referencing to the style reference for the scene. It's only referencing to Phantasma itself, okay? So let's go ahead and add the style reference. Boop. And then, you know what? Let's also... Is Phantasma in here? Did we copy that over? Let's copy it over really quick. I want to copy all of Phantasma over really quick. Let's boop, go back to the Fantasy Lodge. Let's grab Phantasma. Boop. copy that, and then bring us back over to the playground here, and then I'm going to just place Phantasma right here. Okay, so now I'm going to link. So let's come in here. We'll first add the style reference, add this event, and let's add Phantasma too. Why not? And then we'll.
I wonder
Yeah, was it?
if you can drag stuff from your inventory directly onto the prompt.
No, I don't think so.
That would be cool. Collecting SREFs and stuff here and there and then just plonking them. We'll try that.
So right now with no character references, okay, it's just going to read the text and it's going to apply the style references. Okay, so we have and gnome is going to be very much male, right? So you have to like kind of emphasize, but this does teach us stuff. It does teach us what's happening in the style reference, but also what's happening in the overall result without the character reference influence. Okay, so now let's add this, and then let's add each character as their own prompt first. So first gnome, paint, and then let's do that again, but this time we are going to add get rid of gnome and then add blobby, and we'll see how these two compare. We haven't written anything about what we actually want to see, as in do we want to see comics, do we want to see a film, like that kind of thing. We haven't written any of that stuff in there yet, so we'll just see what these kind of results give us off of that. I like this one where Blobby's holding the sword, like, wrong. That's funny. And this is like he just pulled the sword out of himself. Like, that was a good try, but I'm also slime, so you can't really stab a slime. You know? Okay. All right. So I feel like a lot of the environment's coming from the fact that we have the style reference involving a lot of greenery, right? So that we have a lot more forest in here now. But essentially what you're seeing here is the effect of having character weight at 100 for both of these characters. It's looking at those images and going, I have to respect those images, right? So if I now take, say, this prompt here, boop, paste this, and you see gnome is still in there, but actually this prompt's really more about blobby. So let's go ahead and see, let's go ahead and get blobby in here, but this time I'm going to try to drop his character weight, so -CW50, and we'll see if we get a little more coherence to the prompt itself, like if it's able to understand that. It's all belonging to here. I will have links to the previous classes here in a little bit, Ajax. They're all on my YouTube channel, but I've been really behind schedule on uploading things. It's just been kind of crazy for me coming up to the holidays, but I will have everything up here soon. Okay.
I have a link for you, and I will post it in chat.
Thank you, thank you.
Too fast for me.
So you can see
I'm
here.
sorry.
Go ahead. I just mostly wanted to show that when you lower the character weight, now we have two different characters, one of them being kind of like a short little gnome-like character, but as blobby, right? Because again, character referencing doesn't let us do multi-characters yet. So let's try to get this to evoke more of a conflict, or like them talking to each other. So we can take this successful one that we got. So I'm going to get rid of these. I am going to attach this one to blobby, though, because it's just too damn cute. Boop. But this one here, let's go ahead and repaint this one, but let's first, let's change the aspect ratio. So let's change this to something more cinematic. So let's do AR 16:9. And then I'm going to start the prompt off with one of these recommended ones. If you just hit add, it puts it to the end of the prompt. So I'm just going to start up at the front saying animated fantasy film depicting two people. Just that. and then paint. So the idea being is that the start of the prompt basically tries to encourage that we're not only watching a movie, but we're watching a movie where two people are interacting with each other. Okay, but we have references to things that are clearly comics, so it tends to split these into like half panels. Very very useful for like being able to like basically like get different options. So let's see. Okay, so we have basically I think the Phantasma layer is definitely having an influence at this point here, because we're seeing much more like magical influence than we had before. So let's go ahead and redo this one more time, but this time I'm going to get rid of let's get rid of these two and just have it be the style references and Blobby. So otherwise same prompts here, but we're removing the two nodes um, the events in the city. Let's see what this does. It is also helpful, guys, to know that you can go to your Midjourney accounts and see the actual DNA of any of these images that you made. So that taught me a lot about how Patchwork works, right? Is just like experimenting with Patchwork and then checking my Midjourney account, seeing what it did. Okay, look at this. Okay, yes, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So if you say animated film depicting two people, it tries to force two people in the frame every time, okay? So now we have like a little munchkin gnome or a giant blobby. You can decide, you know what? This is like the borrowers, right? It's like Bobby interacting with the borrowers. So that's pretty cool. And you could basically have the little like fire lizard guy that you made. I troll for you. I think it's I troll for you made that. You could totally in paint that character to be in here and have him be like a little tiny, like he's a wizard, but he's the size of a salamander, like that kind of thing. I think that would be fun for this one. So I'll leave these two up, but I'm going to unlink them from Blobby so they don't affect Blobby anymore. Boop and boop. All right, I'll leave that up on the playground for you guys to mess with. There's a lot of cool stuff already that you guys have just been adding on to this. Let's see here. What else? We have Flora here. Flora bread. Yes, Flora finds bread. She found the bread. An oversized baguette Flora is holding is actually an enchanted weapon that transforms into a sword when the right spell is whispered. She on a mission to infiltrate the bakery-run fortress rumored to be hoarding rare magical yeast that could revolutionize culinary alchemy.
And that is how she came to know Roxy.
I see. No, I do want to mention that I do have a plot idea for the bakery itself. All right, this is something that was actually written a long time ago, about 6 months ago. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing.
There could be more than one bakery.
I know, right? Oh, the rivalry of baker rivalry. Yeah, I would totally watch that. But
it could be a whole baker's guild.
So I have an idea for a necromancer that runs a bakery shop called Raise the Bread. And the whole thing is that like it's a bunch of zombie employees, like a bunch of skeleton employees that like, you know, they're literally doing their job because of magic and they hate it. So yes, the basically it's like an evil bakery. They have to invade for some reason, and I haven't, you know, I could probably just tell me more until we contrive a good enough reason for invading a bakery, but I just like the idea of a necromancer who decides to settle down and start a bakery and does it in the worst way possible, as in like it's slavery. it's like all sorts of, like, they're conscious. The skeletons are like, oh well, they're human beings, they're still people, but they're forced to do baking. Things like that. I'm all sorts of in a bunch of places when it comes to that idea. But the core thing is that the location, I'll just write it here for you guys. The place, we'll put place, and I'll put it next to Flora here. The place is called Raise the Bread, or Raising the Bread, whatever you guys want to call it. Raise the Bread Bakery. And then, you know, it's basically let's do a bakery run by a necromancer.
You need to write raisin the bread.
Raisin the bread? Yeah. Oh no, is that how spelling it? Like how in Futurama Fry spells it wrong? Hold on a second.
I
Raisin.
think you need to spell.
Yes. No, I got it spelled right. I got it right. Okay. Okay. Raisin the bread. Okay. And then I'm just curious. Let's just generate that with the style reference for Phantasma, a bakery run by a necromancer. Oh, you a fan of Pushing Daisies? My buddy was on the pilot of Pushing Daisies. Let's see here. Let's just see what this does. Without any character
As a
reference.
German, I approve of all these bread stories.
Yes. Oh, my German aunt was so upset at the quality of the bread in the United States. She's like, but where is the... And then she would mention some long gobbledygook name that I don't know for some, like, bakery, like for a bunch of like berries and seeds inside of the bread, and like, nope, it's just flour. It's just plain. Most of the bread here is very boring compared to Germans. Let's go ahead and I gotta probably reload this because my thing. Okay, there we go.
Users writing, we need ferrets. If we need ferrets, add some ferrets. Feel free to enter the world and add ferrets to Phantasma.
Yes, please add all the ferrets. But here is the bakery run by the necromancers. So you see, we have a couple different potential like environment shots. So just to give you guys some backstory about Phantasma, really quick, by the way. Is that Phantasma is all based off of a single style reference. This is something that we, months and months and months ago, like 6 months ago or so, had basically established that style referencing can be used to establish a world tone or world aesthetic. And that's what this does without a character reference, is that it'll give you a late afternoon day in Phantasma. That's basically what the style reference will do by default. So whatever you write into it, it'll give you a fantasy world. As long as there's some reference to fantasy somewhere in the prompt, it works. But you'll always get these same sort of medieval, environments that based off of just the style reference. So if we want to say even a little more, right? If we want to influence, like let's just say. Let's prompt this and say that let's add Flora to it. The Flora finds bread, and then also Flora herself. Blora? Oh no. Flora. We don't want Blora. We don't want Blobby Flora. We want Flora. But then, okay, so we'll say a baker run by... Okay, let's say she is knocked to the ground by the baker... by a necromancer who runs the bakery. Okay, sure. Let's just try that. See what it does. And because we know that we want a lot of action in here, maybe a lot less like because if we do Flora at 100%, she's gonna look like this, where she's just kind of standing there. So let's try a dramatic character weight of 0 result with this and see if we can get her, at least someone that looks like her, to be doing this action, because then we will do the in-painting inside the Midjourney app itself to bring Flora back into these shots. I do that all the time with the Sage Comics, guys. I rarely print or use the final result. I will instead do a character weight of 0 and then bring the character designs back to accurate. Look at that. She's fallen on the ground, okay? And then the only thing we got to do is in-paint the necromancer to be on the other side here. Look, and she's holding the bread. She's holding the bread. Okay, so this has to come from the fact that we have all this in reference here, and there's I don't think there's any baguettes referenced in Flora herself, is there? No, it's all because it's in here. It's all because it's in this event.
The baguettes in the bottom.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Yeah, these are all linked to Flora. My bad. So if we unlink these, I just want to show this really quick. If we unlink these, boop, and then I rerun this prompt again, will the bread come back? Yeah, sorry. I thought it was referencing things from the event.
Of the bread. I repeat, she's holding bread. Yeah. So the bread is baked in already.
Jesus Christ, Rhapsody. No, no, too many puns.
That's not me. That's Collect.
God damn it.
Just
Dun-dun-dun. Oh god, okay, yes. Thank you, Collect. I appreciate that. Okay, alright, so, okay, knock to the ground. Perfect. We have her knocked to the ground in 3 different shots here. They have the bakery. Maybe she's getting surprised by him, whatever. Yeah, so she's not holding the bread anymore. Because we reference a bakery, it makes sense that there's a bakery in the shot. But this is the power of using a character weight of 0, guys. It's the fact that now I have a shot that's largely Flora. She's wearing an apron, yes, because, it's referencing the bakery too. Okay, but now I'm just going to load up Midjourney here. Just let it do its thing. Midjourney's taking a minute to load up here. Okay. Now I have this shot here. I do like this one that we got with the bread earlier where she got knocked to the ground. She has a little blood on the ground. But let's just do this one. Sure. Now I can come into here and you see that I have, all the DNA that was included in Patchwork is in here. Including all of her character references, the ones with the bread and everything. So I can just take out the ones with the bread. Boom. Okay. Is this one have bread? No. Does this one have bread? No. Okay. And now I just need to get the parts that are inaccurate. So I can zoom in on this one. Let's actually zoom in on this one. Okay, so she has a strap down the center of the chest and a hood on and a bag. Okay. So let's leave the sword and the strap that's here. That's pretty good. Let's get rid of her band that's here. And she has different colored sleeves. So let's change that. And put that here. And then her hair isn't that dramatic. It's not that long. So let's just go ahead and in-paint her hood back. Okay. Now the only thing we have to do at this point is switch the character weight after we've removed all the things that we don't want to reference. Switch it to 100 or 90 or whatever. And it's just a very, very high number. Okay. And I'm going to in-paint a little closer to her head here. Just a little bit there. Okay. And then I hit submit. And what this is going to do is it will now in-paint a 100% character weight, which should fix all of the minor inaccuracies that are in this character. Like, for example, you see how her blouse is a different, or her top is a different color. You could in-paint that in the second belt that's around her waist, and that would fix that if you switch the character weight to 100. But after we have this new in-painted version, we can then add the second character to this scene. And make her interact with the rivalry bakery. Look at that. Look at it just generate the hood right in front of us. It's just amazing. So we pick between our hoods here. Let's go. And she kind of has a tie in the reference images, so even though it's kind of odd. It's an odd shaped tie in my opinion, but it is something that is there. Like where is the? It's not in that one. Oops, I accidentally deleted that one. There's one of these images that has her kind of with anyway, I'm going to move on. So let's pick one of these images. Let's go with, I kind of like it like this because it's like she just got frazzled being thrown to the ground. So let's go with this one here. Is that a bread necklace? Is she wearing a bread necklace? It's no. Okay, let's just go with this one here. Okay, and now let's pull out this way really far, like pretty good, like something like here. Okay, and then we'll go up a little bit. Okay, because we want to follow her eye line here. Okay, so her eye line kind of comes up this way. Somewhere around here is the character that we want to be interacting with her. So I'm going to zoom, I'm going to bring this up a little higher, something like here. Okay, and now we are going to need an over-the-shoulder shot, because if we just include a character reference of just a necromancer, what's going to happen here is that it'll try to force the character to be facing camera or looking at camera. Unless you want to break the fourth wall, you don't want to do that. Okay, so let's quickly we could just generate a blank scene and have it be like a humanoid, like a human. But I'm going to grab a over the shoulder from our server here really quick. So let me grab that really quick. We could also generate a necromancer really quickly. But I'm going to just go to the character portal really quick and grab it over the shoulder. This is, who do we have? Who do we have? I see that we have the Vic count. Okay, so this is a character that Lola Soon put together using Vic, using my character here. But he made like basically like a white version douchebag character version of me. So with the beret and everything. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to quickly open this up in Photoshop so that I can just grab the right side of this image. I'm going to do this off screen really quick because I can just do it super quick this way. Highlight, select. Oh no, my Photoshop froze. There's a lot going on with my computer right now. Sorry, guys. Ooh. Yeah, Photoshop just straight up froze on me. So I'm going to cancel out of that. Task Manager. Photoshop. Come on, Photoshop. There you are. End task. There we go. Let me just load this up really quick. I could just use the snipping tool too. The important thing here is that we have a character that's not facing camera. They need to be facing away from camera, which is why normally on these streams we're building character sheets and giving us all the reference materials to be able to include our characters inside of our prompts. But today, I'm just going to grab this quick over the shoulder so that we can show this as a demo here. So let me open this up in Photoshop again. Okay. It's amazing how the marquee tool just straight up broke on me there. Okay. So now I'll copy this. And we are now back in Midjourney here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I will just paste this image directly into the prompt here inside the Midjourney website. I will now get rid of all the character references for Flora, and then make this new image the character reference for the Necromancer. Okay, but here is the important thing. Like when it comes to character referencing with over the shoulders, that's fine. We've used images to reference before, but we really need to now evoke the scene. Like, what is this scene exactly? So we're going to say that this is a animated film depicting two people in a confrontation. Let's just go with that. Let's just go with what we are literally wanting to see right now, because it's not a comic. We're not seeing multiple panels, so we're going to watch a movie. Let's watch a movie. So I'm going to hit submit on this. And if we need to, we will lower the character weight. But the lower the character weight we go, the less likely the over-the-shoulder will be respected. So we'll see how this goes. The important thing is we expanded out the canvas. We included an over-the-shoulder shot for the Necromancer off of a scene that's been cleaned up, and that's floor. We first made sure it was floor, and then we brought in the Necromancer. So we'll see what this does as it generates here. I'm going to check the text chat real quick while you guys are waiting for this to load. Bread-shaped pendant, or... yeah. Perfect. I love that you guys are just making items. This is amazing. Okay. All right. Look at this. Look what's happening on the screen right now. We have an over the shoulder of the sailor-like Necromancer character. Okay. Look at this. We have them now interacting, but she's but he's not really in her eye line right now. Okay. So we will now go to edit. Sorry, not hit edit, my bad. We're gonna go up here. You see, you can actually hover over the edit button here and just click this, and it will take you right back to your edit. Okay. We will hit editor, and now drag this out even more because the character was kind of in the middle of the frame there. I want to encourage that character to be on the left side here. If we need to, we might need to generate the scene without the character at all, and then in-paint the character if they're just really not fitting into this scene well. We'll see. Phantasma, the Bread War. Yeah. Trying to tinker with Patchwork for the first time. It's a little confusing initially, but I think I'm slowly getting it. Yeah, it was pretty confusing for me too at first, but once you do get it, it's amazing. So I'm going to just show you this really quick, Lizzie, because I'm a big fan of what you do. So what I'm going to show you really quick is just inside of the 1995 Nexus, actually. So this is already sprawled to amazing places with you guys, so it's awesome. But what I'm going to do is, where's the world? There it is. Okay. So we're going to hop back over to the main lobby really quick. I'm going to get us to the 1995 Nexus. And in the Nexus, I'm just going to show you this because it's a little cleaner. I can show you this really quickly. But let's just say that I have... let's just start off with a starting premise. So we'll do animated film depicting two people. Okay. Start off with that. Now we have all of our fundamentals because I've built them into the patchwork here. We have the SREFs for the Sage Comics, and we have the 1995 Nexus. And the Nexus is really only going to be looking at this style, this code right here. We haven't included any images. We haven't included any other, like these texts do not get respected. These are just bouncing starting points for us. And now I can just add and then a character. So let's do Bill. Let's add Bill. Actually, you know what? Let's do Vicky this time. We didn't do Vicky yet. So I'll hit add and then Vicky. Okay? And so we have an anime film depicting two people with Vicky. This will basically just have a basic scene of two characters talking to each other, and they will both be Vicky, just because of the limits of character referencing right now. All of these character previews were generated this way. So I started with either animated film or multiple comic panels, and then just include the character and then start prompting. You'll notice there is no written descriptions for the characters at all because I just wanted to see what you guys did with image prompting with this this whole place here. So the yeast of our problems is just raisin. Okay. That's a little pushing it there, Lolo. Okay, so let's see what this generated by including Vicky here. And very similarly to the preview image down here, we have her talking or interacting with herself. But the thing is that you'll notice that because of these prompts, right? Even though we asked for animated film, it still gave us comic panels, right? So we can redo this one and then add a style weight of 50 like we have in some of the other playgrounds. And that will let us be able to see more of the animated film aspect of this prompt show through. And if we wanted to, say, have the character be doing something specific, so animated film depicting, it'll most likely, like, we just need to give her a proper premise. So like depicting her anxiously and impatiently waiting in line for the bathroom. Maybe we might get a censorship filter with bathroom, but we'll see what happens. So we'll hit paint on this one. Okay, so with the lower style weight, look, we have a few less comic panels, but we also start to shift away from the Sage comics too. Like this one's pretty good. This one's too far. It's the colors are too contrasted. This one's close. This one's close, but the characters also start to shift a little bit away. Now, when it comes to waiting in line for the bathroom, look at that. She is very much, she may not be as impatient or anything like that just yet, but she is certainly in or around or nearby a bathroom. So now I'll do this again, but this time I'm going to add a character weight of 50 instead of 0. Like we had 100% on for all of these so far. But with 50%, it's kind of a good balance between, the text influencing the result and and staying on model to the character. In fact, I was just talking to a girl today about what it means to be off model, because they are not an animator, they don't know what these things are. Basically, if you watched 90s cartoons like Ren and Stimpy especially, but also like Rocko's Modern Life or Cow and Chicken or any of these older, not too old, but like 90s animations, you'll notice that there is that the characters rarely look the same way. And they would influence future cartoons moving forward. Like SpongeBob would never look the way it does without Ren and Stimpy, for example. The SpongeBob has all the same horror close-ups that Ren and Stimpy does. And it all just comes from the idea that that you don't always have to stay on model. It was actually a reaction to the 1980s, where shows like GI Joe were so on model that they were basically tortured animators because they had to redraw or redo things, and there were tons of errors all over the place. When the 90s came around and animation started, like there was like a new renaissance, a new golden era of animation that came up from it. No longer were animators like limited in that way. They could just go nuts when it comes to like if a character screams, they scream however the animator wants to make them scream. They're no longer bound to that character model. It wasn't until King of the Hill in the 2000s where things started going back in the other direction, where animation started becoming more stiffer because they were trying to replicate real life. And I love King of the Hill. There's nothing wrong with King of the Hill, but that to me, those are the pendulum shifts that happened in animation. So, okay.
What's also happening at the moment with this is that memes have a huge impact on how characters are drawn in these situations. Like what you see in anime often is that, like especially in new ones, that characters suddenly shift into a chibi version of themselves or a completely like simplified different version, just because it's memeable and like it's the evolution of the same thing. You can break up the normal character and do something completely different.
Right, yeah, and it really just kind of shows you the like also like cultural influence. Like anime has a lot of symbolism, like literal symbols that float around different mangas and animes that are not understood by American audiences until they've been introduced culturally. The most common one is the stress or the anger symbol, which is now an emoji, by the way. So like, and you guys have probably seen this emoji, but let me pull this up here. Anger, yes. So you just type anger. This emoji right here that I pasted into the text chat. That symbol doesn't like. It's supposed to be like the stress veins, right, that are in your forehead. Yeah, exactly like that. That is something that was not seen in Western animation, period, until DBZ got popular. It's just these sort of like manga inspired symbols to express emotes is not a Western thing. It's like just seeing the cultural influence and the mixing of all that is so fascinating to me. I mean, it's also like that's foundational to the Sage comics too, because the Sage comics incorporate a largely anime-inspired aesthetic, but they follow rules of Dutch comics, particularly the clean line aesthetic and the color palette. It's all Belgian comics, the color palette specifically. That's why I rejected that one image here, because it doesn't follow the Belgian comic color palette. So it's close. The blue should be a lot lighter, like this blue is. Belgian comics tend to have a mixtures of yellows and blues, because that was just the pigments they had available to them at the time. Okay, look at all these. Look at all these. As soon as I mention anime, it's just gifs of anime. Yes.
But it's all symbols.
It's all symbols.
Or going out of character. Like I posted Momo from the Apothecary's Diary there. Completely going into horror mode, way more detailed than the usual drawing style.
And they don't even animate it; they just freeze frame it. You know what I mean? Like it's like the cost effectiveness that happens with anime is amazing because you have such high quality art that's applied, but they can't animate like tons of it without like spending tons of money. So they are instead extremely economic about their choices with where to animate and why. So I love it. But yes, the use of symbols saves on animation time a lot. Yeah, things like this you would have been considered super taboo to do in the Americas pre 1990 for sure. Okay. Emojis and emoticons were all Japanese origin too. The iPhone had emojis first because the Japanese market demanded them. It used to be regionally locked, but jailbreakers found ways to use emojis outside of Japan, and people liked it so much Apple made it open to all. That's cool. All right. But I do want to finish on this statement of saying this is her, waiting for the bathroom. Now her expressions are more representative of what's written. Sorry. Ooh. Anyway, her expressions are more representative of what we have written in the prompt. Okay, because we lowered the character weight to 50. And look, there's even multiple versions of her impatient in here, so that's really cool. Um, it's why I have these parameters sometimes pre-baked like this one here into this, so that you can just quickly select that parameter and add it to your prompt. And there you go. So that's why I'm so excited about the Nexus here, because you guys are able to take all these components that are right now just a bunch of links and text that's super abstract for people actually, and turn it into a tangible like visual map for you. So if you're a visual learner like me, everything's about to get a lot better for you when it comes to using Midjourney. That's something I can promise you with Patchwork. Um, that's also why vehicles go in the opposite direction than you'd expect. As in that now you've been isekai, you've been hit by Trikun. Gon pasta. Yep. And why is there so much Japanese food emojis? Yes, right. Yeah. That's funny. Alrighty. So we've gone back here. Let me pop ourselves back up to the main lobby here. We're getting close to 6:30 here. Normally we'd be shifting towards the after party here in a little bit, and we probably will. But I am curious to see from you guys what you guys have done ever since I kept yammering on
let's
about
have a look
things.
around.
Let's have a look around. Let's explore our new lobby that we've made.
I had a look around while you were telling everybody these amazing things and moderated here and there a little bit, moving, overlapping things, but there's a lot to discover. Have you seen Armored Sage, for example?
No, where is that?
In the Fantasy Nexus,
Okay,
top
let's
left
go.
corner.
Let's go to the Fantasy Nexus, and then we'll go to the playground. Top left corner. Okay.
Top mid.
Yeah. Ooh. Sage is an armored-clad woman wearing a tie. She looks very confused and out of place. CW20. Nice. Sage is revealed to be a time traveler from a distant future on a mission to her past. Her tie and armor are advanced technology, camouflaging her appearance blended with the medieval setting. I'm imagining like the Power Rangers, or they tap the thing and it like transforms them. I'm just imagining that with their tie.
It just reveals the armor. Like it all moves out of the tie.
I was thinking like she can like pull it down, like so it's like just like
a sword.
No, that would be funny. Like her tie just straightens out to a sword. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of it also like the tie is like a like a pull rope on a stage, right? Like it just reveals something. So like it would do that, and just all the shielding would come off with that. But no, I like the idea of the sword. That's funny. That's neat. Awesome. Let's see what else has been going down here. So I see there's been added to Emberborn has been some magma golems and dwarven miners and let's see. Make one character and tell Patra to make it miner. Yeah. Okay. Bricker the Charred. Breaker is a lizard miner with a rocky, charcoal-colored scales and piercing amber eyes. Despite his intimidating appearance, he has a gentle soul and enjoys tending his rare collection of heat-resistant ferns in his spare time. Okay, so I could see. Is there any character attachment to this? Let's see.
There was, but I think it's gone.
That's okay. We can make some new ones. So let's go ahead and click on this prompt. We will click on this and hit OK. Let's just paint with this. And then we have the character reference here. We have the style reference, okay? And then yeah, I'm just gonna paint that. We'll see what it do. I love the global settings. The global settings make all the difference for working with this stuff here. So let me go ahead and get rid of these floras as we're waiting here. Dwarven miners, time to destroy some lands. Yeah.
two neutral mana, one red, and tapping. Of course.
Yes, okay. Okay, all right. So looky here. There we go. All right, we have I think this is a great image of him right here. No idea what else he looks like, but I think this is a great image of him. So let's just go ahead and keep this one. And I will keep that next to this. Okay. And it looks like we're dealing with a little bit of lag. Yeah, occasionally the server will hiccup and stuff like that. Don't panic if that happens. You're fine. I can almost guarantee you're fine. But now that we have this character here, we have a visual attached to the character here, we can basically say, okay, all right, let's now get a starting premise. Boop, boop, boop. We'll grab this one
I
here.
mean, he can join the mission.
Yeah.
There's a mission above him.
That is true. Yeah, we could take that in. So let's do multiple comic animated fantasy film. We will add the character, and let's also add the working people, right? Or that's character. This is the character.
No, go even one higher.
Okay.
Even one higher.
The lizard's on a mission. Okay. Let's just add that. And I know it's just going to do organizational stuff, but let's say now animated film depicting, right? Because this is how I have it set up. All right, guys, this is important. The reason I have it ending with an incomplete sentence is for a reason, because you start with the prompts from the area here, and now we're going to hit add, and then we take one of these premises, like any one of these events that happen here, and we're going to just click on the actual text, and you'll notice that it adds that text after the word depicting. And then we hit paint. And now we should see this character at this moment that happens here. Just because of the way I have it formatted with saying or ending with an incomplete sentence for you guys to then complete the sentence with another note. All right. So there you go.
He brings his fern into the mission.
Yes.
That goes deep into the magma river. Oh my god.
So you can see, you can now attach this. It's like, okay, we don't necessarily have to keep this, but I just want to show you guys that, like, okay, we can be like, oh, that's cool, or whatever. We have this character. Let's do the one with 2 characters. Let's just try to keep these ones here. And now I can try this, but this time let's try dropping the character weight on this so we can see how much of the prompt actually gets influenced here. So let's just do a character weight of 10. Maybe we'll see if he still carries the fern into the lava pit. The lizard abducted Sage's father. Oh no! The lizard men are real! The lizard men. Yeah.
Maybe the lizard guy is Sage's father. We never saw Sage's father so far.
That's true. So, let's see what was in the premise here. Let's see. The fire spirits. All right, so it starts off with fire spirits. The fire spirits are not mere phantasms, but guardians of an arcane power source fueling the Emberun's might. Their capture risks unleashing apocalyptic consequences upon the unwitting lizard folk. So, the consequences of their actions are like kind of somewhat represented in this one. But again, this is something that happens quite often too, that if you do have a rather big character, they become the monster in a scene with multiple characters, right? This happens a lot with Vic's character. So in this sort of instance is when I bring the character weight back up and I get it to try to respect that. This will be one where we probably want to include the original character art to not include a fern if that's the goal, is to get rid of the fern. So, yeah, anyway, very cool. But now we can take this moment here and be like, yeah, this happened. Sure, this happened right here. Why not? Boop. And there you go. So, it's just such a cool way to collaborate. It's just such a fun way to do it. I'm trying to link a description of a character to an image of said character and it's being temperamental. Oh, never mind. Okay. All good. So you guys just keep going in your directions, keep telling the story, keep seeing how far we can get to it, because by the time we are done here, I should be able to basically say, hey, let's see what happens here. Tell me what happened in this world. I'm curious if this does anything.
Well, if you link it to the world first, maybe?
Yeah, let's try that really quick.
I don't know.
Well, let me link it to the world. Boop. Okay. And then we'll have it imagine that too. So this is one without linking, and this is one with linking. In this whimsical realm, ancient magic seeped into everyday objects, causing baked goods to suddenly spring to life with delightful personalities. The cheeky baguette, in particular, led many on merry chases through the cobblestone streets. So that's without linking. It wrote that. So it's definitely referencing something. It's able to see something in this canvas, and still, even if nothing's linked. All right. And then in the one that was linked, it says, in the fiery streets of Emberborn, a daring band of adventurers stumble upon an ancient scroll revealing the secrets of the primordial dragons that once ruled the Molten Realm. Unbeknownst to them, their discovery had awakened an ancient evil, a malevolent dragon spirit bent on reclaiming its scorching dominion. So that's interesting.
This is so cool because it's actually the thing. Like, there's a whole story of the lizards on a mission, and it matches. Like, not exactly 100%, but it matches.
Collect is making a good point. We actually did an exploration this week, and he said that you don't have to link it to the world. Linking it to the world makes this scrap part of the world. Leaving it unlinked will still work and not disrupt later creations.
Oh, so linking makes it a child element of the world, and everything is anyways linked to what's happening in the world. Yeah,
right. Sense. That does make sense. So we won't have to worry about Lincoln here. But what did Gompasta share here? Who won this fight? Defying expectations, the humble slime creature emerged victorious over the mighty warrior due to its ability to regenerate from any damage. This unexpected outcome taught an arrogant fighter a valuable lesson in humility. That is literally what I have written for that fight, by the way. That is amazing. Good job, Midjourney, for generating text of that. That is amazing. And that was supposed to be for the gnome fight here. Yeah, gnome versus blobby. Yeah, that is awesome. Gnome the gnome harbors a dark secret. She's actually a powerful witch in disguise, using her innocent appearance to move freely and gathering magical items. This is the kind of stuff was also why the Nexus is so important, because there will be a lot of convolution that happens as you guys keep adding to these stories, right? Like little snippets are getting referred all over the place. So if I now jump us back over to the main fantasy nexus and ask it to do the same thing, so notes, tell me what's happening in this world. And now what we consider canon is what's respected here. In this whimsical realm, reality bends to the collective imagination of its inhabitants. Powerful wizards shape the landscape through their fanciful thoughts, transforming ordinary scenes into wondrous vistas. Which is totally true. The wizards do transform the land in order to bring... basically, they brought a castle to the Gnomon Kingdom and dropped it on them. So all this lines up with what's written here. That's amazing. And so if we actually had more and more official backstory written here, it should influence prompts like this. So, very cool, guys. I think we could just keep doing this forever. But I do want to check out really quick some of the other worlds. Because we've definitely played a lot in the fantasy world right now. But I want to see the rest of the lobby here. And now I will say all this will be available at all times for you guys. So whenever you are feeling like you want to add to the story or develop something with us, just jump on the Patchwork and start adding things to it, okay? But I want to see if you guys, especially under the character portal, start dropping your characters into there. If you want to help out and you don't necessarily have like a character yourself, or maybe you just want to help out in general, go to the character portal on our server, and I'll just show that really quick. I'm just going to switch over to tablet, that means you'll disappear for a sec, Rhapsody. So let me just do this really quick. I'll do it with this one here. Okay. Tablet. Burp. Oh, wait. Tablet. There we go. So if you look at the Gnarly Studios server here, okay, you are going to see the character portal. All right. Inside of the character portal is where we have all of our characters saved for now. But eventually, I want to see every one of these characters end up inside of this character portal inside of Patchwork, so that we can easily, um, we can easily refer to these characters without having to stumble through Discord forums and all that stuff to get it. So if you want to help out, go ahead and start copying some of the characters that are inside of the character portal and throw them into the Patchwork. So if you need a link to the Patchwork, it's inside of the update log. You can just click the update log and then jump in to it right here. Okay. Yeah. Awesome, guys. I think that's about it for me today. Let's see. I'll hop us back over to the Patchwork here. I wanted to thank so much to Rhapsody for joining me on this stream. I think this has been an amazingly fun stream. And you're welcome to take over if you wanted to show off anything else, but I figured this is a good point to leave it off at. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. Like, there's so much to discover. I really enjoy this collaborative approach. I can say it's even more fun when you're in voice channels with others. And I can only reiterate what I say every week when I'm in here. We have an amazing community that does some hangouts all week now. Like, we have almost every day somebody hanging out on the server, doing stuff together, running stuff. And I hope that this will continue. I think we might have to consider reorganization in the future with this. Like, people actually working also in different worlds for different stories, so that it doesn't get as convoluted. But we will see. I'm super happy that this is here up on us now, and I'm every second for it. So every little bit.
Awesome. And thank you so much to Kinky and Ancient for co-hosting with us today. I always appreciate you guys being here. Let's see here. Alrighty.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the weekend, Kinky? You haven't done your announcements yet.
I know. I didn't want to barge in, more than I normally do. But so, if anyone's around on Saturday and Sunday, we'd love to have you for prompt battles. It is the game where we all prompt images at the behest of other people, and we do like a round every 15 minutes. You don't have to stay for all of them, and you don't have to be on the microphone. It's a great environment. Everyone's really nice. Everybody is very, very cool and helpful, and it's not as battly as it sounds. I mean, there's a minor competition going on in the background, but really it's just a cool place to hang out and learn how to mid-journey. I hope that you guys show up. You can win fast hours for not only winning, but participation as well. So come on by. It's a fight to the death. Yes, it is
Yeah.
collect.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to tell
Click
them
this
before
button.
they show up. Otherwise, they won't come die.
Click it.
Click it.
Click it.
Click the interested button.
But I
Do
hope
it.
you guys have a wonderful night, and yeah, please do. We're there almost all weekend. If I'm awake during the weekend, I am probably at a hosting prompt battles.
Well, thank you so much, Kinky. And yeah, I do recommend joining
Thank
those
you.
events. They're a lot of fun. But now we are going to head over to the Gnarly Studios server to do an after party, which will let you guys all come on the stage and talk, but it will be on our server. So if you just check out VC Text for that link and join our server and join the after chat, because we want to hear what your projects are. We want to hear how you want to be using Patchwork, and just start collaborating with us directly. If you got a project that you're working on that you want to have us give some input on, or to start prompting with you, we can do that. We can do that all with you. So just come on to the Gnarly Studios server and we'll take it from there. Thank you guys so much for joining. I just want to give some shout outs really quick to some major folks who are always hanging out here. Thank you so much to Alara, to Bert, to Lizzie, Lolo Soon, Gompasta, Queen Lux. Oh, I didn't get to say hey to you yet. I troll for you. Let's see here. Who else do we got here? Nicole, Curtin. We got let's see. King Gay, of course. King Gay is here. Enid, good to see Enid. Thank you so much for joining today. And Boken, thank you so much. Of course, I troll for you. And Zero. Okay, thank you so much, Zero. I appreciate you able to hop in here. Sorry work kept you back for a bit. But all right, guys, I hope to see you all on our server, and thank you so much for joining today. My dogs need to pee, but I'll be back. I'll be there in about 2 minutes. All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.